4 o'clock, it's Animal House, Central Florida Zoo in today. G. Food Jennings will join us. I'm sure she'll have a friend. 5 o'clock hour, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell from the Orlando Sentinel. We'll also do trivia around 5:45. And the 6 o'clock hour, we'll wrap it up with Raw Slots and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. You can't do that during the intro.
Raw sluts?
Raw slots is what I heard.
You can't do that during there.
Well,
Ross thoughts. You can't do it during the intro.
We
you
don't
cannot
do it during
it.
commercials.
You
I
can't
thought
do
the
it.
intro was safe.
You can't do it. Intro is not safe. It is not safe. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Yeah.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Guys, I figured it out. All the money gambling-wise is in Korean baseball.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media. That's Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show, on Twitter, or excuse me, X.
Yeah, whatever.
X-Twitter.
Let's go Samsung Tigers.
It's the X-Twitter,
How about
right?
the app formerly known as Twitter?
Yeah.
We're at Jim Colbert Show, and of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. How's everybody doing today? Good Wednesday? Everybody?
Ducky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Like, are you a DIY Jack right off the bat?
Oh, yeah.
So we kind of come to the conclusion that sometimes that can be kind of dumb, right?
It happens.
Yeah. Right. It happens to all of us, right?
All of us.
Or,
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
or as my wife calls it, that's just not your strength.
Bravo.
That is great. Please don't let my wife hear that. I will have to have that tattoo on the back of the nape of my neck. I'll have it there. So when doing some painting, this is a few months back, I was supposed to paint an area in our house where we have brand new downspouts for our gutters, right? But they were powder coated to match the paint in the house. So they have a powder coating on them. I was covering them up because I was using an airless sprayer, and I didn't want to get the black paint, the white or cream paint onto the downspout. So instead of using painter's tape, which I did not have, I used masking tape. Well, what they don't tell you is masking tape is not built for that. Well, I say they don't tell you as if anybody owes me an explanation of when and when not to use masking tape. I thought it was safe because that's what you used back in the day before there was fancy frog tape and blue tape.
Well, there was a reason why you didn't want you use the frog tape because of what the masking tape does.
So I know that, but what I'm saying is,
growing up, that is
masking
what you
tape
used.
is what you use,
That
right?
was what you used.
So I just assumed, hey, man, at one point it was good for painting. I didn't have any frog tape or masking tape. I'll just use this. And I put it on there, and started painting. My wife said, well, we're going to change ideas. So I kind of went away from that. Then I tried to take the masking tape off of the ducts.
How long did it sit there?
For a minute.
He said it's been a couple of months that they started this project.
Right. So it turns out that it stayed there. I was like, I'll get to it. So I went back to it about 3 weeks after it was dried on there. And I put on some stuff on the outside of it. It was that Goo Gone.
I love that stuff.
Right, the Goo Gone.
Love it.
So I sprayed that on there. This stuff laughed at Goo Gone. It laughed at it. It thought Goo Gone was a bitch. It was snorting the Goo Gone. It did not work. So I was like, oh, Christ, I can't do this because I don't want the paint to come off of that because they're powder coated and it's a thing,
I know.
So now I'm trying, I Googled it today, and I'm trying all these new ways to try to get this masking tape glue off of these downspouts, and nothing worked.
Did it peel at all? Or
No, I've got the tape off. Now I just have the glue residue.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. They're like, use a blow dryer. I'm like, no. Because it just it melts it, but then you have to roll it. I'm talking 30 feet of gutters. God almighty, I feel so dumb. So what they do say is you spray WD-40 on it.
I was trying to think of another product that would eat through that glue.
WD-40 on it. And of all the people on planet Earth that don't have a can of WD-40, it's your boy Jim Colbert. That is like a must, right?
Every house has a can of WD-40.
It's almost like you shouldn't be able to live in a domicile in America without a can or some sort of WD-40 in your property. I was so embarrassed. Yeah. I didn't know how to look at myself. I couldn't even look at myself getting ready.
If
I was
only
like, you don't have a can of WD-40.
If only there was a place like Tools Ace Hardware.
Oh,
yeah.
And only if I didn't find this out at 10:05, and I live in the middle of the Arctic because getting anywhere is 40 minutes. I need 6 sled dogs and a chopper to get to my house.
Sled dogs.
He jumps seasons on
I
us.
guess so, man.
I mean,
And continents.
Stagecoach.
you're onto something. I mean, you could hide like people out where you.
Oh
live.
yeah, there's no
I
question.
think Assange is out there right now.
I mean, look, it's out there, but what I'm saying is like it's not just I'll run to the store scenario where I am. You know, that's a 40-minute thing. So I'd run myself up against the clock. So I have to get it on the way home today and pray to God I can get it off tomorrow because we're having a little get-together for my wife's birthday party this weekend, and she wants it looking good. You know how women are.
What? When's her birthday?
It's Friday.
Nice.
Yeah.
I celebrated her.
She wants the house to look nice.
You know, I'm the person. I am the gust of wind in my household for it to be clean.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna.
I got a team of kids helping, but I mean, this thing is my responsibility. I've been sitting on it a minute, so I can't have this party and have those gutters looking like that.
It's just me and 2 dogs that lick themselves. That's my team.
all of you lick yourselves.
Yeah.
All right. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I was on Facebook yesterday, and there's a phenomenon that happens about this time of year that people are going through. It's kind of fun to watch. And I've got I got a little information, not that it's that big of a secret, but I've been through this. This is the time of year that the parents are preparing themselves for their kids to go away to college. And man, oh man, do they want to get away from you? Let me tell you.
What, the kids or the parents?
You can hug them, you can kiss them, you can love them, you can cry, but let me tell you just one thing. They want away from you so bad. They want to get away from you. They don't want to be near you.
You know,
they're so dying to get into that place and shut that door behind themselves, knowing you're not there, about to ask them to do something or tell them how to live their lives.
That is true. But that first night alone in school, I cried.
Did you really?
Yeah, my roommate did as well when my parents left.
I didn't do the college thing, but man, the first time I got an apartment for myself and I shut that door behind me, I never felt like that. Like I've never felt like that again in my life. I've never felt that free in my life. Even after my first divorce, or my divorce, I shouldn't say first. But even after my divorce.
Apparently, he's not planning on getting that masking tape off that 30-foot of gutter.
You would think, after that divorce, you would think, oh my God, you feel free and you're alive.
That's how I felt.
Did not feel that at all. I mean, you feel a little relief thing, but man, when I moved to my apartment.
I think it's the crushing weight of financial debt that also kind of balances out.
But I shut that door behind me in my apartment, and I was emotional. I was like, God almighty, finally, freedom. I don't have to listen to anybody or do anything. I'm on my own. It felt like $1 million. And every kid leaving for college right now feels that. So parents, cry away, wave goodbye, plan your first visit. Trust me, when they're 30 feet away from their house, they're crying as well, out of sheer joy and elation.
See, I wish my mom felt something when I left. My mom didn't really do much. I was expecting the stereotypical like Hallmark, son's moving out of the house that I see her in the rear view.
Yeah.
And
she went back inside.
No, I think a golf tournament was on.
She didn't even come out.
Yeah.
She's like, VJ's about to make birdie. I can't.
Yeah.
You understand, right, son?
She was not about that. I left like 5 days after I graduated. I was one of the very first out of my group of friends to move out.
Yeah, same here.
And I just remember I don't even remember we weren't at the door saying goodbye. I walked into the living room and was like, all right.
Did she even stand up?
It's time.
Did she even stand up?
In her defense, that was her chair.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
she struggled to get out of that. It was one of those chairs. One of those chairs that grandpa's own.
Yeah.
They sit in, they live there for a year.
A recliner?
Yeah. But it was also sentimental.
Yeah.
It was like one of those.
I gotcha. I didn't have that effect with any of my kids. My wife was emotional with every one of them. I was happy for them because I channeled that experience and that feeling I had when I got out of the house. And I was winking like, good for you, kid. Good for you. And have fun. Have a good time.
Yeah, you're talking about that whole situation of kids, they don't want to see you anymore. They're out. That's ideal. That's the ideal outcome. Because the opposite is them graduating. I guess I'll just stay here. Is that okay with you guys? Now, fast forward 3 years, they're in their 20s.
That may be a trend right now, too, right?
That is a trend.
Kids just don't kind of like what Jack was saying. Kids hear about this financial difficulty and student loan stuff. They're like, I ain't going nowhere.
We've got one we're working with whose, child is in their 30s. Still living at home.
Oh, yeah.
And I moved in with my brother, and then when reality really hit is when my brother kicked me out.
Oh, man.
That's when it all...
Now, did he stand up?
Yeah, right. But that was like really that moment of like, oh, I'm out on my own now.
Yeah. You don't have there's no dock to swim to.
No.
I didn't leave the house I grew up in. They left me.
Did they really?
My parents, mom and stepdad, retired to Florida. That was their plan after my youngest sister graduated. And I was left, it was me and one sister living in our house that we grew up in, just the two of us, until it sold.
Damn, dude.
So I had a little period of time. It's like, mom left, but I'm still here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you have that experience with your kids leaving? I know that you had one that left for a while, or left earlier, right?
Yeah, well, the oldest, right out of a month out of high school, went to New York to go to school. So that was like, the deal was, it's like, oh, you're going to save a lot of money if you start now.
Right.
So she went, and so that happened so fast. When the other one was in, the middle one, who has been out on her own and is doing great, she left during her first year of college. And I was like, you sure this is the right decision for you? Because I just knew financially.
Right stuff.
So suddenly all your work is to make rent as opposed to all your effort being achieving good grades in school.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's funny, though. I did not have that same, just because of my experience, because, my old man and I didn't get along all that well. So getting out of the house was like the greatest thing ever. And I'll never forget walking in that door for that first time in my first apartment. It was emotional. I was like, God almighty, finally, literally felt unchained.
I felt relieved when I moved out of my mom's because I knew, this is sad. I knew I was being a POS to my mom that last year and a half of living with my mom. I had reached, or at least I've convinced myself that I was adult enough. I had my own car. I was being self-sufficient. I was working. And that last year of high school, I was honestly just a god-awful roommate to her.
Oh, man.
So when I moved out, I felt very relieved that
You're doing her a favor.
Yeah, that I was doing her a favor, and that's probably why she didn't meet me in the driveway. Now when I think about it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We do have a lot to get to today. Woke news, like I said, Animal House, Scott Maxwell trivia, Ross Thoughts, last call. We have a bunch of cool stuff to talk about as well. Deb, do you have some news for us?
No, not really, but we're going to talk about it. But, we'll talk about Hollywood studios looking to AI while actors and writers strike. Trump is going to be arraigned tomorrow in D.C., and a man says, listen, I had to burn my condo. I had to get rid of evil spirits.
Oh, God.
We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, you got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Need a woman in your life who responds to your most important commands? Hey Siri, play Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. A crash is currently blocking 3 eastbound lanes on Redbug Lake Road at Highway 426. Another crash also blocking multiple lanes on 436, affecting both north and southbound lanes at Hanging Moss Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
Are you feeling overwhelmed by the rapid pace of technological change? Well, here's the dark truth of AI. I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your eyes are the window into your world. That's why I would never in a million years consider a discount surgery center for LASIK vision correction. Matter of fact, I would only choose these guys, and all it takes is one visit to their showroom and to their facility to understand exactly what these guys are all about. It is beautiful. The employees are absolutely wonderful. The process only takes a few minutes, and when you walk in, you'll get that confidence like, wow, yeah, perfect. I'm in the right spot. These guys really have their act together, and it is true. They've been doing this for 30 years, over 65,000 surgeries right here in Central Florida, and they use the latest state-of-the-art LASIK technology. You can actually see it. They have an atrium there where you can watch them do the surgeries. These things go like very quickly, and the recovery times are fast. Actually, most people are back to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you're meant to. Guys, if you deal with that blurry vision, you wear contacts and glasses, and you'd like to get rid of those, the Filatowski Eye Institute can help you doing that. And it's easy, by the way. Just text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that consultation today. See what these guys can do for you. They even have 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients as well. Schedule the consultation today at the Filatowski Eye Institute simply by texting 1041 to the number 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an AMSCOT cash advance and avoid it. AMSCOT, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval. AMSCOT.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Business owners, had enough of this yet? Are you just done and ready to retire? Is money tight? Or maybe business is at an all-time high. You have options. Don't just walk away. We can help you sell, retire, and just relax no matter what your situation is. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for over 40 years. And with offices located around the world, we have thousands of buyers ready to buy your business now. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. We will help you win. And in the current climate, you need help to sell your business. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA. Or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA. Or visit tworld.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything? Like your kids' friends.
Hey, boys. How do cows stay informed?
Dad, don't.
They read the Moo paper.
Mr. Otis, you're the funniest.
It's good to know where you stand. And when it comes to your FICO credit score, you can with a Wells Fargo account.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getfico to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. FICO is a registered trademark of Fair Isaac Corporation in the United States and other countries. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password, for you to become a victim. LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Radio. Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. I can see them. They're right there.
Oh, yeah.
We're here.
What's up, Playboy?
Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News, as always, is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Little bit of breaking news to bring you. U.S. Capitol Police are evacuating the Senate office building. Officials say they received what they called, quote, a concerning 911 call, end quote. Police advised those in the Senate building to shelter in place. There have been no confirmed reports of gunshots. Now, Congress is currently not in session, and the call reportedly concerns a mental health crisis. We'll continue to watch this story as it unfolds. All right, as striking actors and writers continue to demand better compensation and protections against artificial intelligence, we know that was a big reason why actors and writers are striking. The studios themselves seem to be embracing AI, no surprise here, but according to a job posting on Indeed.com, Netflix is looking for a project manager for its machine learning program. The salary range is $300,000 to $900,000 per year. A typical acting job, of course, pays just a fraction of that for a temporary gig, but Netflix isn't the only studio going on an AI hiring spree. Disney, Sony, CBS, and Amazon Prime are also looking to fill AI positions. Developing systems that can produce content without humans is one of the biggest concerns for actors and writers. Striking writers in Hollywood studios will start talking again on Friday, and the strike is heading toward its 100th day next week.
You think about that. If you can take the idea of the star out of the picture and not have to pay somebody $15-20 million to anchor your movie, think about the money. That's just basically
what they're doing.
The money right into their pocket. They want to use their likenesses, everything about them. It's pretty crazy.
You think that's legit, that job post? That just seems a little excessive, that $300,000 to $900,000.
Our first, did you hear the first time we did the prompt engineers? The prompt engineers right off rip months ago, it was like a $300,000 salary. Like they were starting those people off in these big 6-digit incomes.
Because they're figuring they're going to make that money back for them tenfold.
I don't know. I know they're talking right now. No, I know they are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're starting to talk again.
It's kind of a scary possibility in the future when you look at shows and that will support them like local businesses when they're done by actual humans.
Right.
Like it would be advertised.
Organic. With real humans.
Human-made.
Actors will be signing name and likeness deals rather than actually like starring in pictures. Like, okay, you can use my image to produce. Here's the percentage point I get for the entirety of the picture. Where you need me to show up and take my photograph.
Right, exactly.
And then I'm buying a ticket to that movie just because it's human-made and you're supporting your species.
There you go.
I wonder how much of that job posting specifically by Netflix is looking to fill a job position, and how much is it a negotiating technique?
Oh, yeah, I guess it could be that, yeah.
Just to say, hey, you're replaceable.
Savvy.
Well, former President Trump will face charges in the nation's capital tomorrow related to his alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. In announcing the indictment yesterday, Special Counsel Jack Smith said his office will push for a speedy trial and that they're ready to have all of the evidence, quote, tested in a court of law, end quote. The indictment, which is 45 pages long, references 6 unnamed co-conspirators. In its introduction, it's alleged that Trump, quote, was determined to remain in power, end quote, despite having lost the election and being aware that he'd lost. Trump says politics is behind his latest indictment.
Sure.
Trump issued a statement yesterday after he was indicted for his alleged role in the January 6th riot. Trump, of course, who lives in Palm Beach, charged with conspiracy and obstruction, but he wrote on Truth Social, these persecutions of him and his supporters is reminiscent of Nazi Germany in the 1930s, the former Soviet Union, and other authoritarian dictatorial regimes.
There you go. Deborah, you're too honest. That's your problem. You're too honest. That's what he told Mike Pence when Mike Pence said, I can't do that, buddy. It's not constitutional. I swore an oath to protect the Constitution. That's not constitutional. And then he goes, you know what? You're too honest. And then told him to his face what he was going to do to him on stage up there, by the way. Told him right to his face. You got to read that thing, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's just genuinely bananas. And everybody in his circle now is going down. Eastman, that maniac Sidney Powell, she's going down.
Rudy Giuliani.
Giuliani's going to go down. All these people are going down. They just indicted 11 of these co-conspirators with this fake electoral thing up in Michigan. It's all come crashing down. We haven't even talked about Georgia yet, where they have some of the most solid evidence that he and Giuliani both tried their best to get not only Rusty Bowers, I think it was Rusty Bowers and Raffensperger to overturn. I think maybe Bowers was somewhere else, but Raffensperger to overturn. I mean, it's a complete mess. And they, unfortunately, for the Trump campaign and everybody around him, they have this stuff in black and white, and a lot of it's from their own people.
Well, Governor
they don't even know what Mark Meadows said yet. They have no idea what that guy said yet, but you can bet your ass you're going to hear.
Oh, you mean from what he said on January 6th?
Everybody in the Republican Party right now is super worried about how quiet Mark Meadows' team has been. He was the one who was right next to him the entire time it was going down.
Well, Governor Ron DeSantis wants to end what he calls the weaponization of government. DeSantis commented yesterday on news that former President Trump has been indicted for his alleged role in January 6th. DeSantis said he hasn't read the indictment, but that reforms are needed so Americans can remove cases from Washington, D.C. and have them tried in their home districts. He also tweets if elected president, he'll replace the FBI director and ensure a single standard of justice for all Americans.
Bill O'Reilly said during a podcast he thinks Trump is going to cut a deal and then move on. I told Deb today if he was smart, he would cut a deal and then move his support behind a guy like Vivek, who really mimics every word that Trump says.
Really?
Yeah, literally. I mean, he's the first one to come to his defense about how this is all drummed up, this is all political, blah, blah, blah. And he's actually just passed DeSantis, I believe, in Ohio in pre-polling for the primaries. Scary stuff. Interesting stuff, I should say.
Vice President Kamala Harris is rejecting Governor DeSantis' invitation to discuss the state's new African-American history standards. Speaking in Orlando yesterday, Harris said she will not debate the fact, quote, there were no redeeming qualities of slavery, end quote. Harris has criticized the curriculum for suggesting slavery helped the enslaved develop skills that later benefited them. The curriculum has been condemned by critics, saying it suggests enslaved people benefited, but Governor DeSantis says it clearly states they benefited in spite of it. Meanwhile, scholars, historians, and religious leaders have announced the formation of the Teaching Our Own History Task Force. In response to Florida's new African-American history curriculum, Pastor R.B. Holmes of Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in Orlando says they want to present a more authentic, accurate, and factual model of the history, culture, experience, and contributions of African Americans. All right, state Democrats kicked off what they are calling their Take Back Florida statewide tour today, about 7 months away from the presidential primary. As part of her first statewide tour since being elected state party chair, Nikki Fried will be crisscrossing the state with local elected leaders as part of the 18-county mission to mobilize and register voters, plus re-register Floridians to vote by mail. The first events are in Volusia, Orange, and Seminole counties, with stops before the end of the month down to Miami-Dade and then back up to Duval and Escambia counties. Keep in mind, though, the Florida Republican Party held a more than 500,000 voter advantage over the Democratic Party as of the end of June.
Wow.
Good luck, Nikki.
Exactly. Have fun.
Uphill climb. She should give out free weed.
It rhymes. Nikki Fried weed.
Yeah, Fried weed. And I think it's spelled like fried, right? Get
Yeah,
fried
it is.
on Fried weed.
There you go.
Oh my God,
Jack, you're brilliant.
Don't do it for free.
Genius.
What are you doing?
Genius switch is stuck in the on position.
Oh.
Just like AIs.
But I believe she has business connections with the marijuana industry.
She did. She, I think, was.
Some people call it Mary Jane.
Was she connected to True Leaf? She was one of the big dispensaries. I believe she was a lobbyist.
Really?
For the medical marijuana industry.
They all change names, man, so fast.
I know.
Here.
I know.
The businesses stay. You still get your weed there, but I've seen 3 different names. Oh, now it's a move. Okay.
Oh, okay. Right. Just keep moving it.
Yeah.
Florida regulators are moving forward with a plan that could bring new life to tens of thousands of citizens' insurance policies. The state's insurance commissioner signed off on proposals earlier this week that could allow 5 private insurers to take on more than 180,000 policies starting in October. So the state received approval to distribute as many as 100,000 of those contracts. Citizens is backed by the state, and its policy count more than tripled over the past 3 years. Florida leaders have previously considered shifting the private insurance market due to the financial risks during hurricane season. But as we talked about earlier this week, that love is being spread all over the country. You have 50 large fires burning around the country, 11 states, I believe.
Yep.
One of the biggest in California-Nevada border, where it's actually threatening the Joshua trees.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Talking about back to school.
Oh, yeah.
Students.
Oh, yeah.
Parents.
Mm-hmm.
Listen up. This made Jack Bradshaw very happy today.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't have a kid at school.
No dog in the race?
Oh, yeah. I'm not, it's still a right move. Just for our future.
Yes, exactly. All right. So students in Orange County should be aware of a new cell phone policy. Orange County Public Schools announced last night that cell phones must be silenced and in a backpack or purse and cannot be used anytime during the school day, even at lunch. And this starts when the new school year begins next week.
I agree with that. I mean, the Kevin Hart concerts can do it in our school system.
Well, the policy allows for exceptions if a phone is required for a classroom lesson, a medical need, or a disability. I've seen some parents say, listen, kids who are diabetic should be able to monitor their blood sugar discreetly without their classmates, or adjust the hearing on a hearing aid by being able to use an app on their cell phone. Most students do not yet know of the decision, but one predicted classmates will likely, quote, freak out, end quote, when they do learn about the new rule.
They're going to be fine.
Osceola County education leaders discussed yesterday whether they should implement a similar plan for the first day of school on August 10th. No decision out of Osceola County, but in Orange County, it is indeed policy, and it begins on the very first day of school. Which is August 10th.
I'd last 6.5 minutes as a teacher. 6.5 minutes. And
I don't even think I'd make it that long.
I would bet on myself at 6.5 minutes.
This is such a great move.
It is.
Isn't it?
We just need everyone to get on board.
And, it makes it even more important to me ever since your What'd You Do That's New Tuesday, Jack, with the hidden brain, where that psychiatrist and neuroscientist talked about how we're just overloading our brains with dopamine. We're creating future addicts before they're even 18 years old just because of the stimulation they get from the cell phone. So that a reason alone. Speaking of schools, Jimmy, this is a page out of our own book. I wish this wasn't around when we were kids, but the next generation of FBI special agents could be right over there in Tampa.
Really?
Dozens of Florida high schoolers are at the FBI Tampa field office this week for the Federal Teen Academy.
Oh, God. Really?
How cool.
I had no idea.
The students are learning about law enforcement, investigations, gun safety, and cyber crimes. One Freedom High School student tells News Channel 8 over on the Gulf Coast they've wanted to be an FBI agent since they were 10 years old.
Wow.
And they've always been interested in who handles the most violent crimes.
What's more annoying than a teenage fed?
Hey, speaking of the FBI, man, they just saved a woman who escaped a cinder block cell out in Oregon. She broke the door down and flagged down a passing motorist, and now they've got an FBI alert from all over the country where this guy used to live.
Wow, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So
I always feel bad whenever they're like police officers or anybody having to do like a public speech at a school.
Right.
Like, I get it, it's a gig, and honestly, some kids do benefit from it, but every time I had one of those in school, it was so cringe. I remember one time I was in school, they interviewed a police officer, and this little kid went, "Have you shot someone?" And the officer was like, "I think that's inappropriate." He's like, "I'm so sorry. Have you been like next to someone and they got shot and then like their stuff like landed on you?" Or like, "We're done here." They're like, I always feel bad for anybody doing public speeches at those schools, but I bet you the FBI have a trick or two when it comes to talking to people.
I would hope so. Yeah, absolutely. All right, gas prices in Florida and all over the country continue to rise. The state average jumped another 7 cents overnight. It's now $3.82 a gallon. That's 19 more than just a week ago, 54 cents higher than this time last month. Now, a year ago, drivers in Florida were paying $3.90 per gallon.
All right.
All right, SpaceX preparing for its first launch of the month from Central Florida. SpaceX is scheduled to send a television broadcasting satellite, not sure they need it, into orbit from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Liftoff is scheduled for 12:15 a.m. on Thursday. If successful, this would mark the 39th successful launch from Brevard County this year. Forecasters say there's a 90% chance of favorable weather for the scheduled launch.
Nice.
All right, University of Alabama head coach Nick Saban He's apparently making some sweet, sweet money.
As much as you need.
Well, he's purchased a beachfront home on Jupiter Island in Florida.
Did he really?
The one-time Miami Dolphins head coach paid how much?
I don't even think you can get a place. I don't think you can even buy a place down there for less than 15.
Well, you're right, because he paid $17.5 million for the estate that stretches from the ocean to the intracoastal.
That's for Jim's real estate.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
According to the Palm Beach Post.
This shouldn't be a surprise. If he's not, he at one time was the highest paid.
Oh, I think he's the highest paid college coach for sure.
Coach.
Well, not to mention all the other bonuses and things he gets when the team does well, commercial deals, speaking engagements. I mean, I think the guy makes $150K a speaking engagement or more.
Well, according to the Palm Beach Post, the purchase was made under an LLC or a limited liability company, but realtors who represented the seller in the April deal confirmed that the buyer was indeed 71-year-old Saban, who was with the Dolphins 2005 and 2006. Golf great Tiger Woods and Hall of Famer golfer Gary Player also live on Jupiter Island. Legendary golfer Greg Norman, country singer Alan Jackson, and Celine Dion all used to live on the island in Martin County, just north of West Palm Beach.
Celebrity net worth for one Mr. Nick Saban.
180.
240.
You guys are overshooting it. That's your hint, Deb.
Okay, 106.
70.
Whoa.
Wow, really? Buying a $20 million house with $70 million in the bank.
That's kind of like...
His salary is $11 million.
Yeah.
That sounds like he's living a little paycheck to paycheck, doesn't it?
That's a lot of money for somebody that's only worth like
He's
$70
old.
million.
This is a dream home.
Yeah, I guess
He's wrapping it up.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of other things football, I don't know if you guys heard, but the NFL and Nickelodeon are going to make Super Bowl history next year.
Are they doing it again?
The popular family and kids cable network will host the first ever alternate telecast of the Super Bowl on February 11th. The broadcast will be filled with special on-field graphics and guest reporters aimed at children and families.
All right.
Now, CBS Sports and Nickelodeon won 2 sports Emmys for their previous alternate broadcast during the NFL's Super Wildcard Weekend last season. Is that what you were referring to, Ross?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really big surprise whenever like a player scored, the entire end zone would like fill up with slime, like all augmented reality in camera. It was very cool.
Well, Nickelodeon will also air the Nickelodeon NFL Nickmas game between the Las Vegas Raiders and Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day.
I'll be damned.
Look at Nickelodeon working with the NFL to create future football fans.
Nickelodeon has successfully made a number of partnerships.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nickelodeon Awards, was it the kid, what was it?
Teen Choice, dude.
Yeah, the Teen Choice Awards at one point, like, they couldn't get big stars to go to the big award shows, but they were clamoring to get to these teen shows. And they would get slimed. Like the biggest stars in the world would have buckets of stuff dumped on them. I think Cameron Diaz was doing it. And
take a break from one of the many airings of A Christmas Story to watch the Raiders and Chiefs.
And then finally, a man accused of setting fire at a Connecticut condominium reportedly told police he set the blaze to rid the building of evil spirits. Irving Moat is charged with first-degree arson and other offenses in the blaze last September in Bristol. Police say Moat said he started the fire in the basement of his condo because he felt the presence of evil spirits and wanted to get rid of them. Moat is free on $10,000 bond. Doesn't sound so bad, but the condo association's insurance company is seeking over $230,000 in restitution from him.
I remember my first beer.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. There's a new weapon against blood pressure, guys. Everybody, all right? And you probably already like it. I'll tell you what it is next.
Oh, hell yeah.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Alice Singargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today soaring to the low 90s. It will be hot and humid. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits. You can expect mostly sunny skies to start, but a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity later this afternoon. Potential for heavy rain, frequent lightning, and gusty winds. Highest rain chances at 50 to 60% inland and mostly dry along our immediate east coast. Have a great rest of your day.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has great prices on all the back-to-school essentials. Now you can save even more with $25 back in rewards on your in-store purchase of $75 or more. Rewards members only, ends August 5th. Redeemable in-store only. School on, save on at Staples.
You can experience firsthand the real benefits of battery outdoor landscaping equipment by Steel at your local Tools Ace Hardware. Remember, Steel products are only sold through servicing dealers like Tools Ace Hardware, which means you can't find Steel equipment at the big box stores. Steel battery powder equipment has long run times and the ability to switch easily between multiple tools like edgers, trimmers, and even blowers. Stop by one of the Tools Ace Hardware 10 Steel locations with service and repair centers right inside their stores. Visit the new Winter Garden and South Orange Blossom Trail locations, brand new expanded Steel showrooms. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 12 locations here in Central Florida. Find yours easily at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attention business owners. Was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours. So let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Dunkin' is shining gold this summer for childhood cancer awareness. When you stop by your local Dunkin' from July 19th through August 5th and donate $2 to the Joy in Childhood Foundation, you'll receive a Dunkin' Gold Joy Donut as a thank you. Each donut counts and helps bring joy to kids battling illness. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi,
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Talk.
Talk? What's talk?
That's thank you in Swedish. We're saying talk to our loyal IKEA family members with lots of discounts and new lower prices on your favorite items, from the kitchen to the bathroom.
Wow, talk.
No, talk to you. Visit IKEA-USA.com/family-offers to check out our offers available to you. Offers valid 8/2 to 8/20. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Christner's is known as the place to celebrate all of life's special events. Their commitment to quality food features USDA prime steaks aged in-house, classic cocktails, fine wines, and excellent service is simply unmatched. To enhance your legendary experience, Christner's now offers an array of custom bourbons and New Heaven's Door Barrel Aged Old Fashioned. Every day is a special occasion at Christner's. Visit Christner'sPrimeSteakandLobster.com for reservations.
Listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Jimmy, the most important question of the day. Do you cook with the aluminum foil shiny side up or the dull side up? Inquiring minds want to know. Thank you.
Oh, God, I can't remember. Hold on. I want to say it's the... Oh, God, I want to say it's the dull side is what is supposed to touch your food.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think that's it. If I remember right, the shiny side is out.
Yeah, you want it to look pretty.
Yes, exactly. When you're doing some brisket, you want it.
Does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know if it does or not. I've read some. I've read some.
There is a reason,
right? Yeah.
But I don't think it's a big reason.
I don't think so either. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. What do you think this magic pill is for people with blood pressure issues? And of course, I take a pill for blood pressure. It's a small one, but I take it.
Niacin.
It's not niacin. It's something you eat and you may already love. Matter of fact, I have to tell you, I don't know one person in my life that does not like this food.
Ice cream.
No, it's not a processed food. It's something you can pick right off a plant and eat.
Blueberries.
Not the answer, but that's a good one.
Strawberry.
Strawberry is the answer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so check this out, man. So
I know things.
They found out that that strawberries have an incredible amount of antioxidants in them, and it also has a magical effect on blood pressure. They did this blind study, this double-blind study. They brought in 35 healthy men and women between the ages of 66 and 78. They consumed 26 grams of freeze-dried strawberry powder, which is equivalent to 2 daily servings of strawberries. Which I guess would be like, what, maybe 4 or 5 strawberries a sitting? It's not even that many. Not like you're eating a whole bunch of them, right? It had a decrease of 3.5% on their systolic blood pressure, and their antitoxinant capacity jumped 10%, and their waist circumference decreased by 1.5%.
See?
Just by eating strawberries.
Don't need the pharmaceuticals.
100% of your daily vitamin C needs, a source of heart-healthy nutrients like folate, potassium, fiber, and polyphenols.
Yeah, I'm going to buy more.
So I'm telling you, if you have some issues like that and you've had some blood pressure issues, mix in a little. Now, I don't know where you get strawberry powder. I don't know if you can even buy that. Like, do they have it like at vitamin stores?
I'm sure.
Amazon.
If there's a demand, you can powder anything, Jim.
Yeah. But strawberries aren't cheap though, man. I mean, if you try to eat these things like, so you'd have to figure something out during off season. I guess you could buy them frozen though, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I got one of my best friends who actually just graduated yesterday. He's officially a nurse.
Oh wow!
One thing that his education has really brought up, in his attention and cannot get off of it is the power of fruits.
Oh yeah.
Of just, you're talking about all the great things that are in a blueberry, a strawberry. If it has the word berry in it, it's got a lot more pros than cons.
Yeah, right, exactly. It says those who ate at least 2 servings of strawberries also had a 10% lower risk of developing diabetes.
It ain't cheap. Let's see, 1 pound of freeze-dried strawberry powder, no sugar added.
Let me guess. $28.
Oh, cheaper than that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, 17 and change.
That's not bad.
I guess for a pound.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, how many grams are in a pound? I don't know that.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh,
Yeah, 16 ounces. How many?
I don't know.
Hey, Siri!
It's 28.
How many grams in a pound?
There's 28 grams in an ounce, and there's 16 ounces
So
in a
28
pound.
times
Yeah, that was
16.
carry the
So
five.
that's
Divide by
280,
six.
but 280, 140,
All right, there
and
you
then
go.
one more 16.
So, yeah, like a pound of that would last you almost a month then.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not
you can
bad,
do an
man.
8-ball of strawberries.
436.
An 8-ball of strawberries. Yeah. So if you're having an issue with your blood pressure, maybe you can get rid of taking those pills. I don't know if you're like me. I hate taking pills for anything, and I have to take 10 milligrams of lisinopril.
Oh yeah.
For my blood pressure, but maybe I'll just kind of start mixing in some strawberries and whatnot.
And
I ate a lot of peaches and apples.
Especially with side of a strawberry, probably wouldn't be the best thing for you, but powdered
Really?
strawberry probably would.
I'd never even consider that. I'll be damned.
How about strawberry ice cream?
No,
Does that
Jack,
work?
that's not going to work.
Come on.
I like your process there.
Strawberry jelly?
I like that. I don't think that's it either.
You know, I said this on air like a year ago, and I tried it on stage like at comedy shows, but I'm still not over it. Strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, raspberry, grape. Grape?
Are grapes berries though?
I think grapes are berries.
I don't think a grape is a berry, buddy.
I'm just saying purple berry wasn't taken. But we went with grape.
Are grapes berries? My God, if it is, I'll be crazy.
I think it's like a room divider.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like one of those like on the
Tomato,
fence things.
vegetable,
Yeah,
fruit
but
thing.
it leans, I think, towards grape.
It says it's just it's a type of fruit that grows in clusters of 15 to 300. It doesn't. Well, this is just Wikipedia.
See, I
there.
think you just described berries.
Oh wow, grape is a fruit, botanically a berry.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I would have never in a million years thought that.
I did my research for my.
You did
my,
not.
Ross,
Yeah, yeah.
Ross,
Purple
Ross,
berry.
Ross.
Call them purple berries.
Purple berries.
Or like
Well,
dark berries.
Well, they have
What
green
about the
berries.
green ones?
Yeah,
That's
green
fine.
berries.
Well, green berry isn't taken either. You know, I just saying. I don't know why grape was like, no, one syllable.
Grapes are always considered bad for you, though, right?
What?
Well, no, they're just considered, you know,
tons of sugar in
a
those
lot
things.
of sugar. Like, what was it?
Well, that's why I like them.
Who was the guy who used to do the jazzercise thing with the headband?
Richard Simmons.
Used to always say, "Did you ever see a skinny grape?"
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
see a
they're
lot of
raisins.
I see a lot of skinny people eating grapes.
It's let's see, it's carbohydrates, 18 grams and 15 grams of sugar.
I always thought I was eating healthy by eating grapes as a snack.
Like no fat, hardly any protein, but
Well,
it's
you-
just loaded with carbs and sugar.
It's better for you than gummy nerds.
And that's the thing too about sugar is sugar isn't just sugar. It's like a spectrum of sugars.
Right.
Reading here, fructose is only harmful in excess amounts and not when it comes from fruit.
Right.
It would be incredibly difficult to consume excessive amounts of fructose by eating whole fruits.
Yeah, I heard a comic doing a whole bit on that, talking about, I guess people are saying the fruits are bad now because there's so much sugar. Yeah, show me the fat guy on the all-fruit diet.
Well, I mean, it's just like they said that how many years for milk and butter and eggs, and now we're back to knowing that milk, butter, and eggs are okay, and the fake crap you should stay
That's
away
the-
from.
The worst. Man, let me tell you, my house, we get rid of some butter.
Ooh, but,
We get rid of some butter, kids.
But-
I buy that S by the box.
but the biggest problem I think nutritionally is like Deb saying is like milk is good again. You can find whatever research you want to support your tastes. Whether it's me going, I think berries are good. I can find enough research that shows you that berries are good. Then you can find somebody who goes, I think steak is the way to go. You can find research that says steak. Too much information all of a sudden. What I like to go back to the food pyramid. Food pyramid wasn't that awful.
I think
Actually, I think it was.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But it wasn't.
And I'll be
grain.
particular with
Yeah.
my
I
research.
think it was big grain.
But
Yeah, too much of that.
But like what I'm just saying is that there's so much out there when it comes to food that it's overwhelming, and that the reason why there's research to support anybody's food habit is because they're there for a click.
Yeah, the Mediterranean diet is the best, right? That's the best diet out there.
I mean, if for what Ross is saying on all the conflicting information you get, the one thing I heard that just seems to make the most sense, if you stick with whole foods instead of processed foods,
Sure, you're good.
You're fine.
There's some
Or you're better.
There's some black and white food coverings. I would say I think we can all agree that fried food,
not good.
Not good.
In any way, shape, or form, it's bad.
In any shape or form.
Yeah, right.
Soda, objectively bad.
It's terrible for you.
There are some that are just like absolutely, but when it comes
Vegetable
to like
oil.
diets and you're focusing on keto or plant-based and all of that, I guess just find out, work it out, what works for you, what brings you the most happiness.
So that's, for me, that's Alfredo sauce without question.
Yeah.
Where does that fall?
It's going to bring you happy. We'll lop off a foot.
All right, 407-916-1041. Up next with Animal House.
Real Radio and Carl Black Chevrolet want to send you and a friend to Nashville for a fun-filled weekend and tickets to see Luke Bryan. Register to win now at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. A crash is currently blocking 3 eastbound lanes on Redbug Lake Road at Highway 426. Another crash also blocking multiple lanes on 436, affecting both north and southbound lanes at Hanging Moss Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Summer is here, which means your pets will be spending more time outside. Keep them protected in your yard with Invisible Fence brand. Now through the end of the month, take 50% off the installation of your system. Visit InvisibleFence.com to schedule your consultation and see the Invisible Fence brand difference.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just in one visit, Life Imaging FLA showed its worth to me. 55 years old, man. I don't know about you guys. I just can't shrug off those lingering aches or unexplainable pains anymore. Now with known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore that now. And the instant I had an opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA for their free heart scan, I did not pause for 1 second. You shouldn't either. And guess what we found? Cysts on my kidneys and some prostate issues. I took that scan directly to my primary care doctor. We started building a plan right then, immediately. And the peace of mind you get from this scan is really hard to explain. And even better, guys, for me, it feels more in tune. Like I feel more in tune with my body. That way I can get the most out of my life. No dyes. You don't take off your clothes. It only takes a few minutes. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call the guys over at Life Imaging FLA right now and get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value, by the way. While you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's so easy. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you will be connected in seconds. Make that call now and take control of your long-term health care, guys. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, what blew my mind was I found out that watermelons are berries. Did you guys know that? All right, bye.
I did know that, actually. That's another one that's very good for you. I think it's lycopene.
Yeah.
Watermelon has a lot of lycopene, I believe. That's the same thing in tomatoes.
Iron as well in watermelons.
Yeah. My wife loves watermelon. My God almighty. Loves it.
It's great after exercise.
It's great after everything. Yeah. Just get it freezing cold. Oh, God. And then pour a total bottle of vodka in there. That's where it gets real healthy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
Animal House is generously brought to you each and every week by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll talk to Glenn tomorrow. We'll tell you at the end of Animal House how you can get in touch with Glenn. But now please join me in welcoming back our guest from the Central Florida Zoo, Gifu Jennings. Yay!
Aw, you guys are so nice.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. We're wrapping up summer camp. We've got lots of stuff planned, and we have Zoo Boo Bash and Sunset coming up. We got a lot. We don't stop.
Really? That's great. How are the summer camps this year?
They've been rocking.
Really?
We've gotten nothing but positive reviews, and they've been jam-packed all summer long.
How do you guys deal with the heat aspect of it? Obviously, I mean, it's been one of the big stories that it's been pretty hot. I mean, you know, obviously these aren't indoor camps, or some of it can be, I guess. But
we get that question all the time. It is so hot outside, and like it's hot for the animals, it's hot for us, and especially for the little kids. So we alternate indoor and outdoor activities.
Very nice.
We make sure the kids bring their water bottle everywhere they go. We do regular water stops. We also check like the heat index, because you can say that the temperature is like 80 degrees, but the heat index is like 103.
Right, yeah.
And so we make sure that all the kids, all the animals get plenty of time and access to cool places. especially with our splash pad being down. So we've had some other fun like water day activities, or they do something else fun.
Cool.
We've got a never-ending bag of tricks.
Very nice. I like that.
You know how to deal with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of the heat, though, and with the animals, how do you see it affecting them? I know for a lot of animals, it's just they just lay low and find shade all day long. But do you see signs of heat distress in the animals sometimes when it does get to be this ungodly hot?
Yeah, so there are, all animals have a stress response, but it's different depending on the type of animal. In general, though, most of them are going to be a little bit more lethargic. They're going to hang out in a place that's nice and cool. So a pro tip, if you ever go visit another zoo or an aquarium and it's really hot outside, go early in the morning, late in the afternoon. But definitely check and see if you can see any of the fans, or if it's really cold, check the heat lamps. And that's usually where those animals are going to be hiding, in a place that's cool and air conditioned. We like to try and hide the fans in certain places when we can. So like our cheetah den is definitely air conditioned, and you're not going to see them out too much if they
Really?
can help it.
Yeah. Are there any animals that like thrive in it outside of the reptiles? I mean, that really enjoy it, or?
It depends, again, kind of on like the region that they're from.
Yeah.
So some of the more tropical animals, but even some of them are tropical animals, like our lemurs from Madagascar. They're normally found in Madagascar. Ours are just like stretched against the fan, just enjoying that air conditioning.
Damn! Damn!
Basically, they're like, yeah, we're built for this, but do we want to be out in it? Absolutely not.
Even animals from Madagascar are like, dude, this is hot.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I literally live. My house is on the equator. And It's just too much.
It's Madagascar hot.
Exactly.
It's survival, guys. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, there you go. So who's the animal guest you brought for us?
So I have a New Guinea blue-tongued skink. So a lot of people might have seen the Australian blue-tongued skink or the common blue-tongued skink, but these guys are from a completely different area. They look similar, but they have some different adaptations, a little bit different appearance.
Is it me, or does that skink look like he's holding on to you?
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Oh, that thing is fat too.
Mm-hmm.
The straight up
Yeah,
chode.
that thing went to Denny's before it got here. Why is it so big and why is it puffy like that? You tell you what it looks like. It looks like a snake trying to escape from a lizard's body because it's got a head and it's got a big fat neck.
Mm-hmm. So the skinks typically have that kind of like more pointed triangular kind of face and head. Doesn't mean that they're poisonous. Doesn't mean that they're a snake. And for all the listeners, it's skink, Skink.
Yeah, sorry about that. Bringing her in here, one of the young ladies in the office was like, I think there's a blue-tongued skank waiting for you in the lobby.
It's either that or snake, so I have to to enunciate a little
There you
bit.
go.
But they typically have that shaped head, and then the skinks that come from like old world, so usually or traditionally called old world, like Asia, Australia, Europe, like those larger continents, sometimes even Africa, North America and South America are more New World. The ones in Old World are a lot bigger. They're a lot bigger, hence he's a little bit heftier.
Yeah, he's like 18 inches, right? Maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, he's pretty big, especially considering he mostly just eats like vegetables.
Right.
Really?
He can eat carrion, which is dead or decaying meat.
Right.
He can also eat snails, so he has a powerful jaw to just crush right
Really?
through those snails.
Wow.
Yeah. So the common blue-tongued skink you might see, they might eat more of the vegetables and stuff and be nuisances in people's yards in Australia. But in Indonesia area, these guys, their status is actually unknown, but their biggest threat is being taken out of the wild for the pet trade because it's a skink, but it looks different.
Right.
He kind of reminds me of like a ferret of the lizard world because he has the
girth.
The girth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I affectionately say that he's chunky. He's not actually overweight, but he has those really big body and those tiny little legs.
Yeah, little legs there.
But those legs can move.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he can motor.
Wow. All right, we're here with Gifu Jennings from the Central Florida Zoo with a blue-tongued skink.
And it's all to celebrate World Lizard Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
And when is that coming up?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think it's August 14th.
Yes, but every day is a wonderful day to celebrate lizards.
Oh, God.
Oh, right up your own alley, Jimmy.
Selling it. She's selling it hard. I love it.
Jifa, you said that this skink eats overthrown overboard. What you said that it was both dead and decaying?
Oh, carrion is what it's called.
Yeah, carrion.
Carrion. So what would be the the nutritional advantage of eating something dead versus decaying? Is it the same thing? Because I thought dead and decaying kind of was almost redundant, but is there a difference between a fresh dead animal and their digestive system versus a dead decaying one?
I mean, in general, it's probably going to be better if they eat it while it's a little bit more fresh. Depends on like how long there's like any sort of diseases, but they're super beneficial to being able to eat carrion because again, it's like cleaning up the habitat in the forest.
Yeah.
Less for the decomposers to have to do.
Yeah, exactly. They're absolutely necessary.
And you said that's a New Guinea one, and they're a number. They're around the world in different shapes and forms and sizes. So what separates? And just out of curiosity, what separates this from other like lizards or reptiles like iguanas and things like that? I mean, what makes a skink a skink?
Yeah. So what makes a skink a skink? They have that like triangle shaped head, like I mentioned.
Gotcha.
They typically have the like wider, stockier bodies, at least for the old world skinks, and the slightly smaller legs. If you guys remember my favorite boy, PT Cruiser, the prehensile-tailed skink.
Yeah, good call.
And they have that longer tail. Here in Florida, we have several different species of skink. Some of you guys might see like the broad-headed skink or the six-lined skink or the blue-tailed skink. And those guys are a lot smaller and they're running around, but they're really quick, but they still have that kind of similar body structure.
Right. He's not a climber though, right? He's on the ground all the time or no?
Yeah, he's primarily on the ground, but
Those
he can
little
move
legs.
really
Yeah.
fast.
Oh,
He
really?
has not moved.
Yeah, that
He's
thing is-
comfortable.
has a
When you're
blink.
comfortable, you don't want to move.
Yeah.
My arm is really warm too,
Yeah.
so he's ectothermic, so he's just absorbing that body heat.
Love it.
He kind of looks like the zany kid at a high school party.
Just sitting in a rocking chair staring at the wall.
Yeah. I'm just resting my eyes, man.
You know, he ain't hurting nobody. He's welcome to sit there and stare at that pretty wall.
So you guys feed them primarily vegetables. How do you guys replace the carrion thing in captivity, or do you
Or
even
do you
try?
have that? Because, they've got all those sizes of mice they can feed.
Yeah, so we actually don't feed any of our animals, even all the way up to our big cats. We don't feed any of them live prey, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The live prey, if it doesn't get eaten, or some of our animals, they don't know how to hunt, that prey animal could turn on them and potentially hurt them, cause injuries, which can cause to infection. But it's also easier to manage quality control for the food to make sure it's free of diseases, it's good for them. Take away some of the extra fat as well that they're not supposed to have.
Right. Yeah.
But he's mostly going to eat. He alternates getting a salad, so he gets a really nice salad, much better than any salad I have ever had. And
That's right. You can't go back to the lizard box getting your ass kicked by a rat. I mean, you can't do that. You can't go back in there and we're like, "What happened? Are you hungry?" He goes, "No, I'm full." No, wait a minute, you didn't eat, did you? He goes, "No."
He does get.
Rat got me.
He does sometimes get like a small ball of like carnivore meat that we also feed to some of our larger predators, and he'll occasionally get like some worms or things like that.
Ooh, yum.
He's got worms.
Does he look at that as a treat? I mean, does he act differently to the protein-based food as opposed to the vegetables?
I think so. I think he's a little bit more excited about the protein.
Well, I mean, the salad is great, but
gotta have a steak occasionally.
every once in a while. So I know you guys have a couple of other really cool events coming up where folks will be able to check out the animals, and it's at night.
Yes, so we have a couple that'll be coming up, but the ones that are mostly focusing on are our sunset at the zoo. It's the cheapest way to see the zoo, but come in the afternoon, like I said, when it's a little bit cooler, the animals will be out a little bit more. We've got activities, crafts, games, live music, entertainers. The next one that's coming up is going to be on August 25th, and that's Native American and Alaska Native American Heritage, and then we're going to be doing the Hispanic Heritage Month on September 22nd, and then we'll be back, I'm sure, and we can tell you about Kids Night Out, Night Hike, homeschool classes, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Zubu Bash.
Zubu Bash.
Yep.
And where do folks go to get their tickets and more information?
Go to centralfloridazoo.org. Florida is spelled out, but centralfloridazoo.org. Check out events, social media. We're constantly posting pictures of our really cute animals, like our new blue dikers and our rhinoceros vipers.
What's a blue diker?
It's
Careful, it's not like the same as a blue-tongued skank.
Or they could be the best friends.
They are adorable, for the record. They are adorable, and they are tiny deer.
Deer?
They look like really tiny deer. They're
Really?
Yeah.
How tall are they if they're...
Like maybe 2 feet tall at most.
Wow, like big dogs.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
like really tiny. I might be overestimating their height by saying they're 2 feet tall.
Wow, really?
How cute are their hooves?
adorable.
Oh my God!
Like smaller than my hand.
Oh.
I'm a big hoove guy.
Weird kink, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It would behoove you to shut up.
Oh, now we're getting into puns.
Oh, yeah, we are. He loves them.
Tell it a pun.
Just let's go back to hooves.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's always good seeing you, man. You're the greatest.
Yeah, thank you, Jifu. We
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
that. Round of applause for Jifu Jenning in the Central Florida Zoo. And what was the name of our blue tongue skink friend?
If we have any Rugrat fans, this is Reptar.
Nice.
Reptar.
Yeah.
Reptar.
Good.
Speaking clearly Ross's language.
Mhm.
More of a Chucky Finster guy myself.
I love Chucky
Yeah,
Finster.
yeah. We'll talk later.
So don't forget to get your tickets
Please.
to Sunset at the Zoo and more, centralfloridazoo.org. And I will be posting the Animal House podcast later on today, so you can catch all of the information that Jufu shared about events at the zoo, as well as the fascinating facts about what's his name again?
Reptar.
Reptar. Yeah.
Reptar.
Ross just
Reptar.
right in there with the answer.
Oh, he's got the tat.
The blue tongue skink.
Reptar chocolate bars and stuff. It was a thing.
And as always, Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. So if you or someone you know, you work with, you love, they've been in a car accident, a motorcycle accident, heck, even a truck accident, here's just a couple of reasons why they need to call Glenn first and foremost. One, he's not going to pass you off to a caseworker. Glenn is going to personally handle your case, so much so that he's going to give you his personal cell phone number, and then he'll actually pick it up when you call. It's just a couple of reasons why year after year he is voted super lawyer and legal elite, but he's also an animal lover and he's a true friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, please give him a call, 407-917-1718, or check him out online at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks, Jifu.
Dangling the proverbial carrot since 1993. Whatever the hell that means. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Looking at slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between US 27 and the 429 and between the Beach Line and 535. A crash is currently blocking 3 eastbound lanes on Redbug Lake Road at Highway 426. Another crash also blocking multiple lanes on 436, affecting both north and southbound lanes at Hanging Moss Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's BOGO $1 deal. Wendy's BOGO $1 deal is back at participating Wendy's. Buy a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece nugs, or medium frosty, and get another for $1. Double your deliciousness. Hurry, this BOGO deal won't last.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's happening now. International Diamond Center's spectacular Summer of Savings event, giving you a break from inflation and rising interest rates. Now for a limited time, you get IDC's incredible value price plus 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones, even GIA certified. Buy now and spread your payments over 36 months with 0% interest. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings or anniversary band? Your payment is just $84 a month, and we'll even cover your first 2 payments completely. Or how about some rollback pricing on wedding bands at IDC? Now through August, you can take 20% off any wedding band. That's price deflation. International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event. Your refuge from rising prices, special discounts, and 3 years zero interest financing. Now for a limited time, only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Tack.
Talk? What's talk?
That's thank you in Swedish. We're saying talk to our loyal IKEA family members with lots of discounts and new lower prices on your favorite items, from the kitchen to the bathroom.
Wow, talk.
No, talk to you. Visit IKEA-USA.com/family-offers to check out our offers available to you. Offers valid 8/2 to 8/20. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Are you feeling tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our state-of-the-art practice offers laser-assisted endodontics and same-day emergency appointments, so you don't need to wait for relief. We also provide easy financing and flexible payment plans. Advanced Endodontics is here for you with 5 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. No referrals are needed. Make an appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Man, we hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. It's a nice day out there today. A little hot, of course, but at least no pending thunderstorms out the window here. I don't see anything kind of building yet.
Let me check the radar for you.
Doesn't look awful. Maybe we'll have a nice warm day without some rain. You have to run for your life.
Right now it's 93 degrees. Feels like it's 105.
All right, I take all that back then. All right. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Devin's here. Jack is, and so is Ross.
I love how you said it in the same cool, smoothie voice. Yeah, I take it all back.
Just take all that back. Delete. Rewind. Jack, have you employed any of our any of the techniques that we talked about yesterday to ease your picking? Your soft rubbing? Have you been making little circles in your arm hair? Have you been crossing your arms and gently stroking your arms to keep from picking your arm off of your body?
I did a little yesterday, and it's a form of distraction of that mindless, because it becomes a mindless activity. And I did, when I had a beard or more of a goatee, I would do the same thing. I find myself always with my hands on, and it's like it's just mindless action, you know. So what was it? BFRB?
Yeah, BFRBs or whatever. Yeah, body
body focused
repetitive behavior.
There, yay!
We all get a point.
Ooh, you get a dong.
Everyone except for Ross. This is for Ross.
I deserve that. No chance I was going to remember that.
I did chew a new fingernail for you on the way into work, though.
Good.
So
Jack, you're over here like, yeah, when I had a goatee, I did that instead. Grow back the goatee then.
Yeah, by the way, Jack can grow a beard. Jack can leave here. Jack can shave at work, and by the end of the day, have a full Jesus beard.
You mean like the Play-Doh head where you squeeze that thing and the beard just comes out?
Unbelievable how fast you grow hair.
Completely not true. However, it wasn't in like. It doesn't mean I didn't pick. I just did both. It's like it's just one of those things. Look, you're doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
look at you. You're doing it now. Oh, look at it.
I know.
Just talking about it. Jack digs at his arms and creates these pits in his arms.
Yeah. Sometimes they bleed.
Yeah.
And I'm right here.
It's a stab.
Like, hey, Jack, how you doing? Bleeding? All right.
We're seriously like two married couples. You've got bleeding producer over there, and I used to have crotch cricket Jimmy.
Yeah, but then, Gold Bond helps.
No, those
my dros,
the Axe one? No.
Oh, no, it's my underwear.
That's exactly the ones you get at Walmart.
And one. Oh, yeah. I have two pair of Saks as well. SAXX,
Yeah.
It's a play on words.
It's cool. It's cool.
Wow.
All right, 407-916-1041. So, you love beer, right? You endorse a beer company.
I love beer.
And you're killing it for
I had a beer last night.
Have you ever heard of a brewing company called Devil's Canyon Brewing? They're out in California. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Okay. No reason you should have. But
they're out in California.
But you're definitely going to remember them now. Well, there are a lot of breweries that are out and around that, that we buy and enjoy their beer here.
Whenever breweries make the news, it's always over something that, like, they threw in the beer or they, like, the last brewery that I remember that made national news was that they made a beer and it was called Jeffrey Epstein Didn't Kill Himself.
No, that's not. It's not has anything to do with it. There is something unique about their beer, though. And there is something unique about their beer, and I want you guys to take a shot. And I will tell you, I don't think you could drink a can of this beer knowing this unique nature of this beer and not think about it the entire time you're drinking it.
Is it kind of like that coffee bean where it had to be pooped out of a certain animal?
It was right. You're 100% right. The coffee bean, it was in cats, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like some kind of cat had to poop it out.
Right, yeah. No, it's not that, but that's a damn good guess.
So it doesn't no ingredients have to be pooped out.
No ingredients have...
Oh, ingested, vomited.
No, it uses poop.
No products. There's nothing like
poop?
that. No, nothing like that. God.
I don't know if you're excited, bummed out.
It's kind of odd. Just like, oh, no poop? Aw. I don't want to. Double Canyon Spanion. There's no poop in their beer. I'm not having it. No, it's not that.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think can make a beer? What do you think can make a beer so unique, Jack? Nothing about the can, nothing about the name. Something about the beer would be so unique that you could not think about it while drinking it.
I've got it.
Go.
No, you first.
Well, it has to have something in it that cat urine.
No, it's like cat urine. You guys are stuck on the poo-poo urine stuff.
Yeah,
that's not it.
Poo-poo pee-pee.
I'm gonna go something to do with like a corpse. With a corpse. Somebody dead.
Wow, man.
And then they like threw their body.
All right, so let's sum up the guesses as of yet, right?
So we've got poo-poo pee-pee.
Poo-poo pee-pee dead. Poo-poo pee-pee dead. That's the name of the show. Poo-poo pee-pee dead.
Sometimes I think we really help you out on this radio show.
I know you do.
This is not one of those times. We legit, our best answer was poop, pee, and dead.
I could only hope that we were doing this right before Maxwell's segment, but we're not.
I'm so sorry we let you down.
I know, man.
All right, one more collective guess between the three of you.
Really?
One more.
You want to load that gun again?
All right.
Is it okay, wait, let's break it down.
Okay. Beer.
So
what do you make beer with?
It's water. So is it reclaimed water? Is it
Stop there.
Reclaimed water?
Epic Clean Tech, a San Francisco-based water treatment company, teamed up with Devil's Canyon Brewing Company to create Epic One Water Brew, a Kolsch-style ale made from using recycled water from showers, sinks, and washing machines in a 40-story luxury apartment building.
I want half a point for pee-pee.
And I want half a point for poo-poo.
It's not toilet. It's not toilet water.
You ever pee in the shower?
I don't do that.
Ever.
Come on, Jimmy.
I did it today.
But yeah. Sometimes I go crazy in the shower. I'll just turn around. I'll just do a full 360 when I'm doing
What
it.
are you doing?
There's no rules, dude.
Like a sprinkler?
There are rules.
Yeah.
You're spraying your shower. Oh, my God.
I don't care. Sorry, conditioner.
The shower head
You
doesn't
should
hit all
care.
those walls. You
There
know?
are rules. Let's go over this again. There are rules, and yes, you should care.
His wife is going, you do what?
Do you guys ever let the water hit your chest and have it run down your arm as it drips off your pinky? You convince yourself that you have superpowers?
No.
Okay, just me.
Okay, yeah.
Never
just
did
you.
that one. Never did that
I
one.
have the power of water. I can do it. I am a water bender.
Tell me you can't sit here and think if you're drinking one of these beers. Like, we know what we know in the shower. Like, everybody knows some stuff in the shower, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody stuff in the shower.
Well, you do that as well in the shower?
I do stuff in the shower.
I don't do that in the shower.
You don't do that in the shower?
I don't do that.
Oh, he's got standards.
Oh no, I just
Too many,
think it's,
too many socks to fill?
well, yeah, it's just too much work. I don't know. I don't like
Too much
it.
work.
It wastes too much water.
Come on. What are you
How much long is it taking you?
Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, if we're gonna have
do you want that beer?
What?
Do you want to drink a beer and knowing? Imagine drinking a beer in front of this building and knowing that when everybody walks out, you got a little bit of some of what they touched in your beer, like sink water, washing machine water, shower water.
I have less problem with the washing machine than the shower after hearing what y'all do in the shower.
Yeah. But
Okay, Daddy-O.
you said it's filtered, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, Jack, they're going to run it right out of there into the beer thing. So I think, is that a hint of ivory soap? I mean, is that
This is our future.
This is our future.
You are correct about that.
So get comfortable with it, right? So, because Jack said this is our future. So learn to just close your eyes and swallow.
It says building. Believe it or not, buildings globally use 14% of all potable water, and almost no buildings reuse that water, and that's what they're trying to change.
Right.
It says the beer though isn't currently for sale due to regulations banning recycled wastewater from being used in commercial beverages, but it proved to be a big hit at a conference on sustainable building technologies. They ended up producing just over 7,000 cans, not as a commercial product, but as an educational effort there. So they can't sell it because it's made with reclaimed wastewater.
Yeah.
But what they're basically trying to say is, hey, this is a viable idea that could work. And theoretically, you could drink the beer and then have the beer again, have the beer again a little later
that's
down the production line.
That's a hard sales pitch for me. Hey, we can't sell it to you, but just know if we could, we would. We're not quite there yet.
Oh man, when I read this story, I was like, "Oh my god! There's no way that you could drink that beer and not can be consumed with what that water once did or where that water once was." I mean, I couldn't. There's no way. I got to tell you, I'm not very sketchy about stuff like this. I got a pretty adventurous palate when it comes to certain things. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not 100 on this
Hey,
one.
well then just go over to some areas over there in Seminole County and get you a cool glass water of 1,4-dioxane. Yummy, 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 yummy.
You were saying, it's like, no, I have an adventurous palate. I don't think this is a palate thing. I think it's more of like a moral ethics. Am I okay with this?
Well, here's the bigger thing. I mean, we might be rapidly getting to the point where we don't get to ask ourselves anymore if we're okay with this.
That's what Jack was saying. He was get ready for it because, buddy, I got to tell you,
it's already happening.
There's only so much here.
Right.
Hashtag we're doomed.
Yeah. I mean, I think on the space station, isn't there a way for them to collect astronauts' urine and then
that's what they? Yeah, I think that's what. That's exactly what they do.
And then reprocess that.
Absolutely,
and then, because again, it's.
It says the company's now in talks with other breweries around the world to provide them with water that has been recycled like this, so it doesn't just kind of go through. I don't know what. Here's the thing. I mean, doesn't all wastewater go through a recycling process before it's put back into? I mean, that's what happens, right? Don't we recycle wastewater? Like I say, it's what they call gray water.
Well, that's what's used for watering lawns in Florida.
But that's non-potable. But what I'm saying is, I don't like when you take a shower or use a sink in Florida. I don't think anywhere in the U.S. that goes into the sewer system theoretically. If you're not on septic, that goes into the sewer system and then goes through doesn't that go through a refinement process and then go back in Doesn't that get reused?
I don't believe so.
Then what are water treatment plants for? Just to treat the water that comes out of the ground when they pump it?
Well, they treat it, and then it goes into some water
holding tank or something.
Well, no. Well, maybe it's like a water source. So eventually it gets used again.
Yeah.
Once it goes through the natural recycling process.
In septic tanks, it doesn't go back out like that, but it does go back into the aquifer because of the drain field.
Yeah,
because the drain field, it rises up, goes out to these fingers, and then soaks back into the earth.
Then you got the natural recycling process
of it going through sand and all the shale and things of that nature.
So is it only a Kolsch?
It's only a Kolsch. It's the only one they have right now.
Okay,
They don't have. Oh, you're gonna make it? Do it an IPA?
Yeah, no. I wasn't doing that.
That guy loves puns.
In Savannah, though, there was a brewery. Their sign outside said IP a lot, but it was IPA and then lot.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's real quick for those of us who are not beer aficionados. What's a Kolsch? What does that mean?
Okay, so the L Bump beer that we did for the show to raise money during the pandemic, that was a Kolsch. Kolsch is like a for me,
is it a hoppier beer?
It's a little tartar, it's almost impossible to say that. It drinks like a Bud Light or like a crispy lager kind of is what it drinks like. It just has a different little tinge on the end of it.
Yeah, it's looked at as like crispy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a summer beer, Bud Light. It's, light, refreshing.
Like
it's
a Blue Moon?
It's the opposite of an IPA.
No, Blue Moon is a
I think it's a
Belgian ale wheat beer, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has that specific thing, like the orange wheat from the guys over at
Persimmon Hollow.
Yeah.
PP beer.
I think I would try it.
I mean, I would try it for sure.
And then you would try it, and then you wouldn't be able to taste it, and then you would forget about it.
You're not gonna be able to taste any of it.
Then 2 years later, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
I wonder if it's more. I wonder if it's more expensive. Like, I wonder if I guess it would kind of have to be, right? Because
not in the beginning. They can't even sell it.
Well, my point is I wonder if obviously they don't just take that water and load it up into a truck and take it to the beer company. They obviously have to. It has to go through a process before they use it, right?
I think
it does not mention that though, for the record. But it has to, because that will have soap in it, other chemicals,
absolutely,
bleach and things of that nature from washing machines.
And their whole point is to show that this is a viable product going forward. Right. So if they have those processes to make their best product now, and really what it is regulations that just haven't recognized that we're quickly getting to this point where gray water is going to have to be considered for things other than watering landscaping.
Right.
It's going to be a fun time when we call gray water.
I know.
Can't wait. What a fun time.
They took this from 1550, which I guess is a 40-story luxury apartment building.
Oh, at least it's fancy PP.
Yeah,
it's rich PP.
Yeah, is that their selling point?
I think so. They keep mentioning the fact that it's an affluent building. So what? You're not getting your sample of Slim Jims?
Hey, you love this beer? You know what's great about this beer? 780 credit score.
Yeah. I don't understand why everybody's mad. It's from rich people.
Right. This beer has buying power, and it's educated beer.
Someone just texted us at 77031 that says that apparently this beer's got a unique little wang to it.
Oh, mother.
Right on the line.
All right, 407-916. 1041. You can always text us at 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Schwang.
Get out of here.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today soaring to the low 90s. It will be hot and humid. Feels like temperatures in the triple digits. You can expect mostly sunny skies to start, but a rise in shower and thunderstorm activity later this afternoon. Potential for heavy rain, frequent lightning, and gusty winds. Highest rain chances at 50 to 60% inland and mostly dry along our immediate east coast. Have a great rest of your day.
This report is sponsored by STEM.
Humans can do a lot of amazing things.
Fighting bugs? Ew, a bug, get it! Isn't one of them. STEM is powered by active ingredients found in plants to fight off bugs safely and effectively when used as directed. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
You guys were listening to the Animal House, right? You heard Gifu talk about being like 93 degrees with a heat index of like 103. We all know it's hot in Florida, but the good thing is you have your house with your AC, right? Unless your AC dies, then you need help badly. That's Mills Air. That's where they come into play. For me, love these guys. They've worked on not only my townhouse, my house here, and my other house. I can lean on these guys. I can trust them. The integrity is there. Deb's mom had been working with the company for about 7 years. When her AC quit on her, she made a phone call. I was like, well, we can't get to you right now. She can't do that. It's too hot. Called one time to Mills Air. They had a crew out there that day, get her AC running until her new system came in. That's the kind of service you get from Mills Air. They don't blink around. They're good at what they do. They've been doing this for 30 plus years here in Central Florida. Let them use that experience to make sure you get the best experience with your AC company. It should be Mills Air. Plus, they're carrier factory authorized dealers, and that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier for sure, and you can really turn to the guys over at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated, and they act like it. They give you great service and great prices. Call them today. It's 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fontum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. Dunkin' Iced. America runs on Dunkin'.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023, plus tax. Visit store for details.
Christner's is known as the place to celebrate all of life's special events. Their commitment to quality food features USDA prime steaks aged in-house, classic cocktails, fine wines, and excellent service is simply unmatched. To enhance your legendary experience, Christner's now offers an array of custom bourbons and New Heaven's Door Barrel Aged Old Fashioned. Every day is a special occasion at Christner's. Visit Christner'sPrimeSteakandLobster.com for reservations.
For over a decade, SimpliSafe has revolutionized home security, and our latest advancement is here, 24/7 LiveGuard protection, only from SimpliSafe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
I'm looking for some classic cars to buy. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com if you've got a specialty car or something nice. Mopar anything, Corvettes, GTOs, Chevelles, square body trucks, K5 Blazers, K10s, K15s, all that good GM stuff from the 70s and 80s I'm really looking for. And of course, 15-year-old and newer stuff. We buy and sell 1,000 of those a week. From you guys right here. Been doing it for 38 years. GiveMeTheVin.com. America's...
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Okay, we need to make a card game called Poo Poo Pee Pee Dead. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the rules for that right now.
Thanks, I think.
We get credit.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. There's the Deb part.
Yo.
Jack part. Yo. Ross part.
Get shook.
Somebody's like, there's so many funny attempts at jokes on the texting service.
There's one that says that beer is literally trickle-down economics.
Somebody did say I was right, though. When you drink your drinking water, that is recycled wastewater. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This beer is the...
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, you're right. We drink treated poop water. That's what we do at the water treatment facility.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think they just, I was going to say, that's a lot of water. They would have to send that through those sieves. And I know that for a fact because I remember when I lived in West Virginia for that short period of time, they had a water treatment plant near where I lived, and we would walk down there and be fascinated at the whole thing. For one thing, how it smelled, which was, as you might imagine.
Yummy.
How do they get the pharmaceuticals out of water?
I think they do it just like they would do with the I-4-dioxane, buddy. I think they just send it through a what's the word?
So reverse
osmosis, right.
osmosis for whatever that does is how you get rid of the
Right.
that 1,4-dioxane,
Right.
which is what's been plaguing Seminole County
Right.
and other regions in Florida.
Right. And I believe they do the same thing to get the pharmaceuticals. As a matter of fact, I believe that I read a story a while back. I mean, I don't even think it was within the last year, of the idea that, because people flush their pills down the toilet, and that's one of the reasons they tell people not to do that. Don't dispose of your old medications, whether it be antibiotics or
Right.
whatever. And they started finding levels of antidepressants in the rivers and stuff.
And they've seen, changes in frogs and a lot of animals that live out by those discharge pipes where the water is sent out to wherever.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 3 legs.
Right.
You think we would have cured depression if we're all drinking antidepressant water?
Right.
Apparently, it is reverse osmosis, which works by separating water with contaminants from water without passing it through membranes.
Yeah.
Someone says the water gets filtered, put back into the ocean, and someone else writes that they build water plants and say that's wrong. I don't know what part of it is wrong, but if you're landlocked, if you're in Nebraska, you're not putting water in the ocean.
No, yeah, you're not. No,
Right.
No. I'm telling you, dude, they recycle it. What else would they do with it?
But
I mean, I just send it to farmers and have them water crops with it. You can't do that. I mean, you can't water crops with stuff that has feces in it.
if the molecules of a drug or a chemical are smaller than the membrane filters out, then they will pass through.
Yeah, right.
Now our frogs are all sad with like emo bangs to write love on her arms tattooed on every frog's forearm.
They can't stop listening to The Cure.
Yeah, that's what they do. What's wrong with the river?
They all got Morrissey tats. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. They're doing something very odd in South Florida today, and I know this is kind of a depressing thing, but they're doing the reboot of the Parkland shooting today.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, man.
Wait, I thought that was supposed to happen on August 4th.
No, they're saying they're doing it today. No, it is. It's Friday.
Dress rehearsal today.
Maybe it is. It does say Friday, but it is interesting that they are going to redo this at all. But yeah, they're going to go through that live rounds, the whole 9 yards. That's happening this week.
Yep.
God, that is such a strange thing to me.
Yep.
And I understand it's for the civil case against this guy, right? But
yes.
I mean, my thing is this: like, even if you win, like, what are you going to win? I mean, it's a civil case against him personally. I mean, you're not going to really win anything. It goes back to the, he can just file bankruptcy and be done with it. You're not going to get money out of it. I guess, do they want the civil court to basically say that he was responsible for doing that?
They want someone to face response. They feel like since the killer didn't get the death penalty, Scott Peterson wasn't criminally found to be negligent.
Right.
The families are like, What the F, man?
They're going to retrace the Parkland shooters step by step, move floor through floor for the 3-story building, firing live ammunition through shattered classroom windows and into hallway alcoves where the students were trapped and wounded 5 years earlier. It's part of the civil lawsuit against Broward County School Resource Officer Scott Peterson, who did not enter or engage the teen gunman at any point. Matter of fact, they even say on the record, quote, "Be advised, we have a possible," and then he stops himself and says, "could be firecrackers," he said into his radio as he waited outside.
Yeah.
And then he said, "I think we have shots fired, possible shots fired, 1200 building."
And that building has not changed since that Valentine's Day massacre back in 2018. It's
That's
been
right.
treated as a crime scene.
Yeah.
So everything was left as it happened on that school day.
He said he couldn't go in because he couldn't tell where the bullets were coming from, which I think, again.
So that's the theory they're testing, right?
That's
the whole point of the reenactment.
Yeah,
it really is.
And he had several other, deputies and police officers who'd responded that day saying, corroborating what he had said, that they couldn't tell if the shooter was inside the building or outside the building, and that's the whole reason why they didn't engage and go inside.
Yeah, it's an S show. It's an awful situation for, I don't know.
The worst situation.
I feel like I might be by myself on this one, but I understand holding, what's his name, Scott
Peterson.
Scott Peterson. Man, that two names just
I know.
terrible history.
Yeah.
But Scott Peterson, it's not like I want to defend that guy. I don't. He goofed it. He dropped the ball. He did not do his job. But I have experienced more hate towards that officer than the damn shooter.
Yeah.
And I just can't get on board with.
Yeah.
I know that the guy did not do good. He did not do well. He didn't nail his job.
Deserves to lose his job for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should not ever be in a position like that again in his life.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
But to just keep ruining his life over, and I get it. He dropped the ball, but you don't think this guy's going through stuff? He's going through hell.
Oh, yeah, his life is ruined.
Ruined.
It's ruined
and
for
now
sure.
they're going to reenact it because they're trying to get somebody to be punished for something while the shooter's locked in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, a Nova Southeast University lawyer or professor said, done right, reenactments can be a very powerful tool for the presenting side. In other words, the people who are looking for justice or some kind of clarification of what's going on.
Which is why they decided to go with live rounds, because as you and Jack had talked about when we did this story a couple of weeks ago, is the fact that, blanks sound different than live rounds.
They do.
If Peterson's defense was built around the fact that he couldn't tell where the shots were coming from, that's why they decided with this reenactment that they're going to go full ball, to the wall.
And it seems like it's set up. And by the way, you say you don't think anyone. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, Ross. It sounds like it's set up to fail. It's like this demonstration is set up just to disprove that theory, and that's it.
Yeah, by the way, that same lawyer says, but if this is done incorrectly or done wrong, it can really sink the case for the people who are looking for the justice that they, the civil justice they're looking for. It can really backfire, like the glove thing in OJ, right?
Yeah.
You think for a second you've got that, and then when he puts that, he tries to, and he's so drama with it. He tries to put the glove on. Oh my God, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And you're like, wow, man, that case just ate it right there. You're like, wow, that was the pivotal moment. That's what got him off.
That's what got Johnny Cochran famous for if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
That's exactly right.
It's 30, 40 years later, and we still remember that phrase?
100%. And what they're saying is...
have you ever done that with a glove? It's real easy.
Oh, yeah.
You just spread your fingers apart, and it's like, oh, look, it doesn't fit.
Oh, man, let me tell you, Ross and I will tell you straight up, when you play golf and you sweat during the summer, those things are made of leather. Well, when you go to put them on the next time you play after they've dried out, you got to work your hand into that damn thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
The key to have the reenactment stick closely to the facts, so that the presenting side can prove this in court. More liberties and guesses that they take with the reenactment, the more likely the jury will see through the attempt and discredit all of the presenting side's case. So a lot of this entire case obviously rides on this reenactment, which is still so strange to me.
Very odd.
It is.
And I understand that there are parents' consent for this to happen. Not all of the parents.
Not all of them. Yeah,
Not
I think
all
like
of them.
7 of the kids or 8 of the kids' parents are a part of this.
Yeah, so that's how how many kids lost?
There were 17.
So about half of the parents are like okay with this. I'm very curious about the other half of the parents, because off rip, I look at this, I'm like, this is so unethical and really weird and a terrible look to be shooting live rounds where a school shooting happened.
By the way, there's a survivor that's part of this case as well. Madeline Wilford is a survivor of the shooting, and she's going to be there as well.
And I understand that it has some support. I just know that I can't look at that and go, yeah, do this. This is a good idea.
I could not imagine living in that area and it's not like 2018 was that long ago. Like, I mean,
I used to drive by Parkland all the time.
But I'm guessing if you lived near Pulse and you heard those things going off, if they decided to recreate that, that would be unbelievably traumatic. Like, you would probably have to be away from that. Like, I would think the same thing here. If you live near Parkland and, even though you've been pre-warned, you decide, well, I'm just going to stay here. You start hearing those shots go off again. And you kind of flash back to, 40 minutes after that thing started happening, you started seeing the news go down. Like, I would think that would be trippy as hell. Like, I would not want to experience that.
I could also see, though, too, someone texted in 77031 about if Peterson were to write a book or anything, that they would be able to get money from that.
That's exactly what happened with OJ. That's what they did the civil case for, is because they didn't want him to profit from it, because he's a scumbag, and he definitely would have tried to do so. Matter of fact, we know he did.
He's on the golf course looking for the real killer.
Sure. Are being denied photographs with celebrities as he tries to approach them and get celebrities. As Chappelle's got one of the best stories of all time.
Really?
About OJ walking up to him and Chris Tucker to try to get a photograph, and he goes, "Nah, player, no, we're going to hard pass on that one, juice." Yeah.
Whoa.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Real Radio and Carl Black Chevrolet want to send you and a friend to Nashville for a fun-filled weekend and tickets to see Luke Bryan. Register to win now at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Delays continue on I-4 in the usual spots this afternoon, both east and westbound by the major attractions areas. Looking at a crash currently blocking all northbound lanes in Kissimmee on Poinciana Boulevard at Old Tampa Highway. Another crash looking like it's causing stop-and-go delays westbound on Maitland Boulevard. The right lane is reportedly blocked at Magnolia Homes Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha.
This report is sponsored by FDOT. Find the traffic info this hurricane season at FL511.com. Travel smarter this hurricane season using FL511.com. Find traffic conditions, alternate routes, and more to ensure you get to where you're going safely and efficiently. A message from FDOT.
Buying or refinancing a home can be so confusing, especially while you're trying to digest what's going on Wall Street and with interest rates and how it can affect your plans. So where do you turn to for answers? I know, and it's that mortgage guy, Don. He loves to answer your questions, and he has the expertise to answer them correctly. Don knows the mortgage business and what the real estate market looks like right here in Central Florida. But don't just take my word for it. Put him to the test and submit your question at thatmortgageguyDon.com. It really is peace of mind right there at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And 1, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's be real, Florida home insurance is an absolute nightmare. And with hurricane season at your doorstep, you need a home insurance company that you can depend on. That's why there's Open House. They're a tech-enabled home insurance provider that uses smart data to keep your premiums low. And you can get an obligation-free quote in seconds and join your neighbors that are saving hundreds of dollars with Open House. You can also get discounts for your smart life choices, like having a gym membership or a dog. So start saving today by going to openhouseinsurance.com. See openhouse.com insurance for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone.
This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
So I could be mistaken, but I thought it was this show. It could have been the News Junkie, but I thought we learned that cops are not obligated to risk their own lives in order to save yours. So what is this about? Like, I'm just trying to figure, like, what is the point of this? If we've already learned that he is not under any obligation to go in there, and like Ross said, he just did a bad job.
Those are two different cases, but I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, that was us, by the way. We were talking about this yesterday in regards to the two cops that would not go into the river in Tennessee to save the guy because, more than likely the person is, flailing is going to get onto you, and chances are maybe bring you down as well. That was the discussion between the two officers.
Can they be civilly sued, though, saying,
So theoretically, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get wrongful death, I guess.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with civil suits, you don't need a 100%
unanimous.
Yeah, it's not a unanimous decision.
The evidence also isn't as stringent as it is in a criminal case.
Right. That's why they convicted Doje on the civil trial of causing her death, as opposed to being acquitted for murder in the criminal trial. So, theoretically, what they're trying to do here is kind of a combination of a couple things. Exactly what Deb was saying, like, stop him from profiting from books or anything about it, so that the families can get it. And then secondly, holding someone accountable for the death of their children. But, I unfortunately, I kind of have to agree with you a little bit on that, because, Yeah, I don't know what they're going to gain from it other than that knowledge.
Well, then here's the hypocrisy then of the answer to school shootings being school resource officers. Because if in the end they're not required to do anything, then how is that the answer?
Right, yeah. Obviously, I don't know. I mean, that's the
I don't
question.
either.
Why are you there then?
Why are you there?
Yeah, why are you there?
Because if in the end you can just say, well, I didn't know where they were coming from, makes you no different than a student or a teacher or a coach or anyone else on that school campus that day. You had training that superseded every other person on that campus. You were armed. You were in the military. You've been a law enforcement officer over 2 decades. Why are you there?
Right. I would ask that same question, right? Yeah, why are you there?
That's the answer that we've been given since Parkland, Uvalde, where they failed even more miserably than they did at Parkland.
That one was even worse.
I mean,
you're right,
that's egregious.
That mayor thing was just bananas.
I mean, just the video and the audio of the officers throwing up and sobbing in each other's arms while just moments before they'd been standing using hand sanitizer and chit-chatting in the hallways. But after they saw what the gunmen had done in the classrooms, then they all lost their S. But up until then, they just stood around and acted like they were waiting for their order.
And with Uvalde, we don't have a singular police officer that's gone mainstream,
That mayor caught most of the heat.
The mayor caught, I don't remember the mayor's name.
Chief. Yeah, one of the
But
guys.
I do know about granted, his name is kind of infamous about this officer. It's awful. It's a terrible tragedy, and it's really uncomfortable to even semi-defend that police officer. Did you guys have police officers when you were in high school?
We didn't need that. I mean,
I did.
Yeah. I mean, you're a different generation from us. Our kids had guns in their trucks.
It was just inconceivable that we would need a police officer on campus. It's usually because a student needed to be arrested.
Every one of my kids' schools had them. From elementary to middle to high school.
And I know the vibe that I got from the school resource officer when I was in high school, to answer your question of why are you there? Because they're asked to, and it's a job.
It is.
And then
I get that.
And they're just chilling.
But, we've also got a deputy who listens, who texted us and talked about, they're doing this right now in Osceola County. These active shooter scenarios where they're trying to be, ginned up and ready for the new school year in case there's a school shooter. And the question is, though, when the S hits the fan and you get to just say, well, I just didn't feel comfortable or safe going in, why are we as taxpayers, why are we as citizens being sold that this is the answer to combat school shootings? Because in the end, if that officer can simply say they didn't want to, or they didn't feel safe or whatever.
Yeah, somebody texted in and said it's because it's for the illusion of safety.
I guess so.
Kind of like TSA syndrome.
Well, maybe how about this? Yeah, maybe about that, a little bit of the TSA thing. But I mean,
security theater.
I used to endorse a security company who sold a package that had nothing to do with the security company. It was just signs and stickers. It was just a sign saying, "Hey, look, I've got a security system," and they even sold fake cameras. So that the cameras, you could put a battery in them and turn them on, and the battery powered the little red light to let you think that the battery, that you're actually being filmed. The whole idea was the criminal comes up, they see that you could have a security system, and then you won't go in.
And to the point
the whole idea was just the charade of security.
So, but here's the thing. I bet you that charade, in some instances, has prevented a robbery.
100%.
And I'm very curious of how many school shootings didn't happen because of a school resource police officer. That's a question we'll never have the answer to.
Probably not, Ross, but you have to assume. I mean, if you're a student of that school, you know what the officer does. I mean, I would think that if you had a resource officer at your school, you'd probably have more knowledge of what that officer's all about, what they do, where they go, if they have the proclivity of going in a situation like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the shooter knew this guy.
I knew that the police officer that was at our school lived on the property. There was a trailer in the front parking lot.
Are you serious?
He lived there.
No.
Wow.
You're wrong.
I'm fairly certain that guy, Deputy Scott, I believe, that's
a lot of Scots and cops. A lot of Scott cops.
A lot of Scott cops. But I believe that was, I'm sorry, Deputy Scott's the person who texts us. It's Deputy Lloyd.
Oh, yeah, that's the other very popular cop.
Yeah, it's Deputy Lloyd.
It's
that
either
was
a
my
barber
school
or a cop, right?
He was a very nice guy. Everyone would say hi to him. The one instance I had, it's the only time I ever tasted mace, was a fight broke out, and he came in and maced everything around.
Yeah.
And that got in the air, and that dispersed the crowd quite quick.
Let me tell you what, you don't want to. Have you ever? I mean, have you guys ever had that? Been near tear gas?
No.
Of any sort?
No.
Oh, buddy, let me tell you,
it's a rush.
You don't have to be near it. I mean, it can get you. Like if you were to put one little spray, one little puff in this room in the corner, within 5 minutes, your eyes would start watering to the point where you'd have to kind of get out of the room. You could start coughing. It's pretty caustic stuff.
When my brother was in boot camp for the Marine Corps, the day that they went through the gas chamber, where they do and they rip your mask off, it happened to be his birthday, so he got to go through twice.
Oh, happy
Isn't that
birthday!
sweet?
Yeah, you see those videos? These dudes like
just snotting,
just wrecked on meth and stuff, and they're having, they're of course they're jean shorts, no shirt, doing the normal meth thing, and they're coming at cops, right? And these cops are like direct stream to the eyeballs. These guys aren't even reacting. The dudes are, I mean, it's like you're tasing one of these cats that are all blanked out on meth, and they don't react to it. This guy's getting waxed. Then I saw another one where this guy was in a road rage accident, and this guy was road raging, pulls over, he's all puffed up. He's like 6'5", gets out, he comes up, and all you see is this guy walking up to this little BMW. The passenger side thing rolls down, and just one quick little right in the dude's face, and he just dropped. I mean, it was great.
Ooh.
Absolutely wonderful. That's why I told all my girls, I said, don't blink around with all that other stuff like stun guns. You have to touch somebody to do that. Get yourself a can of that bear mace where it's like hornet spray. You can hit somebody from 20 feet away. That's what you want.
Yeah. Just practice your aim on that.
Yeah.
And it's a buckshot.
Yeah,
it's liquid.
It is no joke.
It's going everywhere.
You don't even have to hit them directly in the face. You get it near them, and they're not going to pay attention to you much anymore. They're not going to be in the mood.
Good.
All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, real quick, I saw a story today. Did you guys, before we get to Scott Maxwell, do you guys know anybody with long-term COVID?
Yes. I think I know one.
One person?
I think I know one where I think post-COVID and pre-COVID was two different kind of people.
Yeah. And your wife dealt with it for quite a while with her sense of smell, right?
Yeah. And I'm not going to ask her because if I bring it up to her, she'll be like, oh, yeah, that is a problem in my life.
Yeah.
Like, no, forget about it again.
And we all had it, right? You got COVID?
Yes.
You got it?
Yep.
You got it?
1.0, 2.0.
I got it. I got the small version of it. What version did you get? Were you down for a while? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. I was down for like the week.
Wow.
Oh.
Jack, for you, was it?
No, it was after the vaccine, and I had a sinus pressure for 1 day.
Yeah.
That was the only inconvenience, but I was home a week.
I think mine was post-vaccine as well, and I think mine only lasted a couple days as well. I lost my sense of smell for probably about maybe 7 to 10 days, and taste for 7 to 10 days, but it did come back.
Terrible for you.
But they're saying that people are experiencing like a brain fog. You
know, another big one for women is hair loss.
Yeah, fatigue, and the other one I never heard of was insomnia. Like a lot of people who got it are having a hard time, have a hard time sleeping, but I don't know anybody that's dealing with long-term COVID.
Yeah, the one person who jumps out to my mind, just memory fog, all of that, a little slippier, just not the greatest memory anymore. Wasn't the best to begin with, but
that's what you felt, and you had it bad. I mean, you were the first one on the show to get it, right?
Yeah, and I had it pre-vaccine, dude. I got rocked.
Yeah, you did. You got sick.
You were out an entire week. That's when you were doing the show from your closet.
All right, hold on. I remember that week quite well. And I cannot let you say that I missed an entire week.
He's gone 3 days.
I missed a Friday.
I said right after that, actually, I said you were doing the show from your closet.
I was doing the show from the home, and then there was one day where I texted and I said, dude, I can't even look.
Oh, man, it was bad. I mean, just watching you on the camera was like, I felt bad.
And that was a Friday. I'll never forget that Friday. I thought, that was the one time where I was like, there's a 3% chance I'm not going to make it. Like, it was awful. I had never felt that type of body ache.
My uncle was in bad shape. My uncle was down for like 19 days. I mean, he's a tough fellow, you know. It got him pretty good, but no vaccine.
The person that we know that used to work here in the building with us, his wife got long haul COVID really, really bad.
Wow, really?
Like to the point of not being able to work anymore.
Yeah, that changed
everything.
Their whole lives.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, he won't go anywhere now.
Yeah.
And masks up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I guess they're having. Anybody. The story was just basically about even 3 years or a year and a half, 2 years out of the severe part of COVID. that there are a lot of people still dealing with the long-term stuff. And the ones that they mentioned specifically were brain fog, fatigue, and insomnia. They just, people who have that long-term just can't figure out how to get it together,
Someone just texted, I went from 175 to 130, thought I was about to die.
Yeah, this is nasty there for a minute.
It really was. It's a weird illness.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. There is some breaking news out there. Scott Maxwell is going to talk about it next.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing some slow traffic on I-4 both east and westbound this afternoon as you travel through the Orlando area, especially by the major attractions exits. A crash still reportedly blocks the westbound right lane on Maitland Boulevard at Magnolia Homes Road. Another crash still reportedly blocking the northbound right lane on Point Siena Boulevard at Old Tampa Highway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Goldco. Do you think your retirement savings can weather another financial storm? Don't risk losing your money from our country's economic gridlock. Goldco has helped thousands protect their money with gold and silver. Call 855-707-GOLD to find out how you can get up to $10,000 in free silver today.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find it on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's brought to you by wearenotthebanks.com. That is Brad Siebert and his crew at wearenotthebanks.com, direct mortgage lenders. This is what they do. They're not the banks. They're better than their banks because they have one focus, and that is securing a mortgage for you. Maybe it's your new home. Maybe it's your dream home. Or maybe you love the home you got and you just want to refinance that home. They do that as well at wearenotthebanks.com. I know because that's where I went, and that's who I used when I did my refi several years ago. Put me in a great spot today. It was quick, easy. Brad let me know everything I needed every step of the way. He was so great to work with. Deals with all types of buyers, good credit, even bumps in your credit. They still have programs that they can work with you, and all types of loans, VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans, even no income documentation loans. For all your mortgage needs, the website is wearenotthebanks.com. Go there, get started today. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And starting Monday, you could win your way there.
Plus $1,000 spending cash.
Yeah. Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
When it's the hottest day of the summer. But it's the hottest day of the summer. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Home Depot and Behr are there for pros and now offer same-day or next-day delivery on top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Get the most trusted paint brand in America delivered straight to your job site and spend less time stressing and more time painting. Contact a Behr Pro Paint Specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limitations may apply, not available in all markets. See store for details. Ranked most trusted paint brand based on 2023 Life Story Research.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Do you know the sound Duncan Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Duncan Refreshers, iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Duncan.
You wouldn't believe what's under the hood on this baby. Well, try me on because I might believe it. I buy hot rods. I buy old cars. I buy classics. GiveMeTheVin.com. We are America's best car buyer, but we also are talented in older cars, resto mods, specialty stuff, Chevelles, Vets. We've got 100 different buyers, and everybody knows different spaces. So no matter what you have, we're going to come up with a real number for it. If it's on wheels, we buy it at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I see Maxwell is a big Duran Duran fan for some reason.
Oh, yeah, look at him.
I bet he's a shoulder shimmying fool when this stuff hits the air.
Yeah, he should show us how he dances. Dance for us, Maxwell. Dance.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate that as we do every single day. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, please do that. Just go to JimColbertLive.com. You can click right through. Give us a subscribe there if you don't mind. It helps us out quite a bit. Follow us on social as well. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hi there.
And Ross.
What's up?
And every Wednesday, we invite this gentleman in. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read him Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, or you can find him on Twitter every single day at Scott_Maxwell. Good and loud for Mr. Scott Maxwell, guys.
Still doing that Twitter thing.
Sweet heat.
Yeah, still doing the Twitter thing, the app formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't. What is it? X?
Who cares?
I'm not doing it.
No, it's still a tweet.
I refuse.
I'm kind of just looking for an excuse to be done with it. I think my life, I'd have more inner peace if I wasn't on Twitter.
Is it the only social app you have anything to do with?
No, I use Facebook, and that's a little friendlier.
Yeah.
That's more personal stuff. A few things, you know. Where would I get my Jim and Tori fix if I wasn't on Facebook?
So what's going on with you? Have you had a good week?
Yeah, we had a nice week. We had a nice weekend. My wife's we celebrated her birthday. Everything's going well.
Very nice.
No complaints.
Looking forward to seeing you at the Real Radio Poker Tournament coming up in a few weeks.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think I told Jack, just by happenstance, I am going to Las Vegas, I think like 3 days later. So I'm planning on using that tournament to get primed.
Nice, buddy. I like that. You don't play poker out there, though, do you? Or don't you? Aren't you
sometimes
just a blackjack guy out there?
I do a lot of different things, but no, we sometimes play poker. But maybe depends on how I run at your tournament.
Okay, very good. Are you now? Does the wife go to Vegas with you, or is this the friend thing that you do?
It is interesting you asked that. It's not really that interesting. I go once a year with a buddy. I'm taking my wife there for the first time in 20 years.
Wow, good for you. Got to see the sphere. I've heard that thing is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it looks kind of nasty. Have you seen the human eye they got on that thing?
I've heard when you're flying in, depending on what they have, that it could really, like, it's that cool. Like, you see it as a big basketball. They have it to make it look like the moon. I haven't seen the eye one yet.
So the problem with that thing is predictions are that it's going to go bankrupt soon. It costs like $2 billion dollars to build, and they haven't been able to fill it. Vegas has no shortage of venues, and right now, other than U2's like doing their big debut, I think they're trying to fill it with like $50 movie tickets.
Oh my God! Good luck.
So,
Scott, you're taking the lovely Mrs. Maxwell to Vegas for the first time in 20 years. Do you think that is going to affect or cut into your gambling time?
If it cuts in, that's probably okay. I'll probably come back with more money. So we will do a little bit more of the, fine dining and the shows and that kind of stuff.
Very good. Well, Scott, I did get a text from you, and oddly enough, right before that, somebody on the texting service had mentioned the news that you're going to break here. But what is happening out there?
So one of the things that was interesting is that today we learned, or maybe last night, that the Orlando Magic had donated $50,000 to Ron DeSantis's presidential campaign. And that might not seem like a big deal, except that pro sports teams, really any sports teams, never do this. They usually go to great lengths to have, owners give tons of money.
Right.
Team owners are forever given to it. But usually teams try to make a big point of staying out of the politics. To show you how unusual this was, I think I had my column up for 30 minutes this afternoon, and one national news network called and said, can you come on tonight and talk about this? Because it's just not that most teams have a fan base that they're trying to appeal to. And with someone like Ron DeSantis, who's probably second only to Donald Trump in terms of being polarizing, a lot of people love him, a lot of people can't stand him. The Magic sort of just made a conscientious decision that they wanted the world to know they were all in on wanting Ron DeSantis in the White House, and that is unusual.
And out of curiosity, I do find that interesting myself. Now, again, we know the DeVos family has supported the Republican Party. Betsy was it the
education,
Secretary of Education for some years. I do find it interesting they felt it necessary to put this out there. Now, again, it doesn't bother me per se. Like I don't have a dog in that hunt. In other words, if it winds up affecting them adversely, it doesn't really affect me adversely. So, but I'm interested on why they would decide to do it now. Is it because DeSantis is trailing Trump so far in the primary polling, or
I don't even think so, because they said they cut the check about 2 months ago and it only showed into the records now, and I don't know that he was trailing that badly. But you're raising a good question. I mean, that family could fart $1 million checks. They do not need the Orlando Magic to cut this $50,000. This seems like it was done to make a statement. The problem, and we can talk, I'm be curious for you guys' thoughts about corporations giving money. I can make arguments on both sides. If a corporation has strong values.
Sure.
The problem the Magic may run into is the Magic, like a lot of NBA teams, has really gone all in on inclusion, diversity, equality, DEI. They actually have a chief officer of DEI. If you've listened to Ron DeSantis says that DEI was spawned from Satan himself.
Yep.
He's not only trying to stop it at all the universities, they've passed laws that try to clamp down on what private corporations can do.
They just did it to Disney yesterday.
They did. I was going to just say they just eradicated the DEI programs out there at Reedy Creek.
Yeah, so, and I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you something I don't think is a big shock to you. I don't really believe many corporations have that much of a moral compass on issue. I think it's all about making money. And I think a lot of NBA teams have DEI offices and preach DEI values because it's an issue that a lot of their players and their fans might care about. But the other thing the Orlando Magic in particular do is they really cater to an LGBTQ crowd in this community. They host Pride nights, and then also on one hand you got them saying, we want all you LGBTQ folks to be here, and we're also going to give $50,000 to get the Don't Say Gay guy in the White House. And once again, I'm sort of with you, you get to do what you want, but the problem you run into is this is the problem Disney had.
Mm-hmm.
Disney was trying to fill their parks, putting out rainbow Mickeys, telling every, gay person within 8 states, we are going to welcome you. And then we were able to look at the records and show they were funding every single candidate who was fighting to ban gay adoption, gay marriage, the Don't Say Gay bill. After that happened, that's when the riots started. That's when the employees,
right, yeah.
That's when fans, that's when Abigail Disney herself said, What the hell, Disney? And after that, Disney stopped. I mean, it was after that story they said, we are not cutting a single other check to any campaign in Florida. So it's interesting to see the Magic go all in.
So it's even more interesting because there's another story that broke today. You know, Jonathan Isaac has been part of this team for how long? Like
6 years?
3, 4, 5, 6 years or whatever. He just announced a brand release today that is based on Christian values called like Unity or Unify or
Unitus.
Unitus.
Unitus, there it is.
Unitus. And it is, and I have to tell you, I think it's going to do very well. And it is basically focused on raising up Christian athletes, bringing people, Christian faith athletes into the forefront, standing for morals and values and blah, 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 blah. That just happened today. And Jonathan Isaac is one of these guys. It's kind of odd, hasn't played a lot, really hasn't made much of an impact on the team, but yet he still has his job there. I kind of wonder if that is not a hand-in-hand scenario, but how they play both sides of that, because Jonathan Isaac actually wrote that book called I Stand or something, or Stand.
I think it's The Reason Why I Stand, because I read the article earlier today about his brand launch.
Right.
Because, you know, again, he hasn't played a full season in the 3 years he's been, you know, with the Magic.
Right.
So I when I saw the brand launch, I thought, interesting. You had probably more impact if you had more time actually in the game.
And as the team is, as kneeling, doing their whole kneeling thing, Jonathan Isaac is standing there. He doesn't really, adhere to that. So I don't know. That it is a kind of a weird mixed message.
It's a tricky wicket. I'm a big believer that any of these guys have every right to take on whatever social issues they want. Yeah. I mean, Laura Ingraham with her "shut up and dribble" to LeBron James. I think LeBron James got just as much right or more than Laura Ingraham to give his take. I mean, as any American, and I don't blame any of these people for having a platform they use. But these guys are going to end up being asked about this. I guarantee you, at some point in time, the players are going to start being asked about this.
And interestingly, people are texting in saying, I mean, don't the Magic have Disney or the Disney logo on their
they do.
On their uniform?
I think it was one of your viewers actually tweeted that at me. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got not just a sponsor. I think they're up in the upper left-hand corner.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you say that there are no other corporations that that have done something like this, that have donated money as the corporation name.
I saw another national, well, not corporations, that was professional sports teams. Yeah. Lots of corporations have done things, and there are a couple of brands, Ben & Jerry's, Costco, that sort of put their, but we haven't seen it that much with sports team. Again, we've seen the wealthy team owners do it, but not the sports teams for fear of alienating, their fan base. So that part's on you. But I'm sort of curious. I'm curious what you guys think about whether you think now I should back up and say that if I had my druthers, if I was President Maxwell, corporations wouldn't be cutting checks to political campaigns at all. I don't believe that's what our founding fathers equated $20 million checks with free speech. They were talking about your right to stand on a street corner and say what you want without getting arrested. But in this country, we've decided that corporations can cut unlimited checks. Some do, some don't. I'm curious whether you guys think companies have an obligation to do so, or should stay out of the mix.
No, I believe they should stay out. I mean, I personally can't imagine how that makes the situation better. Is if a corporation can pour. I mean, is there a cap on that? I mean, I probably should know this already. There's not.
No,
a corporation can literally write a $40 million check to Ron DeSantis if they wanted to.
Man, they're people too.
Welcome to my bitter side of politics.
Yeah.
Because that's no, I do not think corporations should be donating to politicians.
I mean, isn't this the whole point about getting big money out of politics so that we can get back to having qualified candidates instead of the one who can raise the most money?
How does that work, though? If people have a cap, right? Because obviously Rich DeVos just can't write a $30 million check to them. He can write it to the PAC, though, right?
And that's exactly right. We have ridiculous rules in this country. We have rules that say when it's called never back down, just to use this one as an example. There's a PAC supporting his campaign. The Ron DeSantis for President campaign has caps. Every single individual Congress person's campaign has caps, legislator, mayor, anything like that. But anybody can form a committee. And once you form a committee, you can donate $20 million, $100 million, whatever you want. There's no caps on that. And that is because the Supreme Court has equated those checks with free speech. They have said that corporations have a right to express their opinions in dollar signs.
But that's not. I was going to say in dollar signs is a very important statement.
Yes, it is.
Because you can express your opinion as a corporation by making a corporate statement, basically to the world, like a press
release.
That's
right. I do not act like I know better than the Supreme Court on many issues, but I do believe I believe they absolutely got this one wrong because they're using free speech, and the free speech was when Thomas Jefferson, when the founding fathers were saying government shouldn't be able to imprison you. You should be able to say what you want without threat of government punishing you for it. They were not saying you're able to buy the politicians, which is basically what we have, and that was a case called Citizens United that, if memory served, was ruled on a 5-4 split. But yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's going to keep on going, and this is what Ross talks about. I mean, you don't have to be a brain surgeon to figure this out. If you're just knocking on your county commissioner's door and you say, I'd like to talk to you about whether I want a Walmart in my neighborhood, and Walmart, and I'm just making this up, it can contribute $100,000 to that county commissioner's committee. Who do you think that commissioner is going to care more about?
It's almost like every time I think about politics, I always end with the same thought. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Because the game is whack. The game is whack. Super PACs shouldn't exist.
No, they shouldn't.
Massive corporations shouldn't sway elections. Gerrymandering, an objectively wrong thing that we can't vote on the existence of. So politicians are going to be politicians, but I will always hold the game to the flame.
Do we know that? Do we know if the DeVos family donates money to any other party or any other candidates?
I do not know about this round yet. I mean, we obviously know Betsy DeVos was a big supporter of Trump last time. That's the other thing that I think some people might be looking at. If you want to look at a reason for why they might be using the magic versus the family, they know that if Betsy DeVos or one DeVos, the President Trump's former education secretary, was personally committing to Ron DeSantis, that would make a big stink. But the amount of money we're talking about is not enough. It's $50,000. This seems like it was meant to make a statement that they wanted Orlando. Someone at the club wanted Orlando to know that Ron DeSantis is their guy.
And now I feel bad for DeSantis because now he has to pretend at least a little that he likes Orlando.
Yeah, that is so odd. It really is. You kind of wonder out loud why now, kind of thing. I mean, especially in this guy's campaign's been going for a while. I mean, obviously here recently we've heard that he's having some cash issues. Obviously, he's cut staff a couple times over the last month, I think. But that's Republicans in general. I mean, it was just reported yesterday that even Trump's PAC is down to like $4 million because of all the money he's had to spend on legal fees.
Scott, would you proffer that the public announcement of Orlando Magic donating the money is more valuable to the DeSantis campaign than the $50,000 donated?
Absolutely. Yeah, I do think that. I think they will get some mileage out of that, especially when he's struggling, especially when corporate America is backing away from Ron DeSantis. Once again, this was cut. The Magic says the date on the check was June. Magic said it was in May, whatever. It was cut a little while ago, but yes, I think they'll get more mileage. But the other reason I think corporations do this, and this is where I depress Ross, and I feel like I'm beating on the puppy, is none of it matters. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
I mean, that look at when Disney did all their stuff and Republicans, for instance, said, well, that's it, I'm boycotting the parks. No, you didn't. You liars. The parks were as full as ever. And my Twitter stream was full this time with liberals saying, well, I'm never going to a Magic game again. Well, odds are you probably weren't a regular season ticket holder. It is very rare that we see a company actually being punished for its politics, short of maybe Bud Light.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only hot topic that's happened this year. When I was out in Nashville,
and that's damn dumb.
It
is dumb.
That was the only topic on everybody's tongue, every bar when I was out in Nashville.
Bud Light thing?
Trans this, Bud Light this, Kid Rock that. It was the topic. It
was very effective.
But
and that's how simple-minded we are as a people. I mean, if we can get that worked up about a Bud Light can, which was a partnership with one influencer, but we don't look at the company that's putting $50 million into the campaign of a guy who's looking to be White House or congressman or something like that. That's whack, and it's hard to see much hope, man.
But now, let me ask you this. I feel that people get really up in arms about the Bud Light thing because they also don't feel helpless. They can at least go to the bar. I disagree with this, but when it comes to politics and stuff like this,
they can make their mark with a $1.50 purchase.
I feel helpless.
Right, yeah.
Well, they're also making a lazy choice. They're already at the bar or they're at the grocery store and they're choosing maybe Coors instead of Bud Light. I mean, what we're talking about is, have you been going to the Orlando Magic games or have you been going to Disney World every, month for a year and then you're going to stop? Or if you've been doing that, then okay, you made your mark. But all evidence to the contrary, that's not normally what happens.
It's not going to happen. I mean, people, you're 1,000% right. Nobody cares. I mean, this story will hit. We'll talk about it today. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It may make national news. Who are you going on with, by the way?
I don't think I'm doing it, but
okay, yeah, but
Dan Abrams.
But you go on national news. It'll hit the cycle. It'll be gone by this weekend. You won't think about it when the Magic season starts with our new players. Off we go.
Yeah, and I think our attention span is very short on this stuff, and
well, it doesn't affect you personally, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or we don't think it does. But then it does with insurance costs and a lack of educators and a bunch of other problems. But, it's like aliens in the news. Oh, okay, what's on the next channel?
The one thing that may have an impact, there are a number of particularly LGBTQ groups that the Magic has partnered with through the years for their Pride Night promotions. And there has been some chatter among those, like former Rep Carlos Guillermo Smith, who says, no, you don't get to tell us you want us to fill your arena over here and then support the guy who's demonizing us over there. So we'll see if how those partnerships play out, but historically it hadn't been that significant.
Yeah, I wonder if it would change anything if they made an equal donation to any Democratic party.
And they do. And I got to tell you, that pisses me off as much as anything. When you see a company that's cutting $100,000 check to the Democrat in the race and $100,000 into the Republican in the race, that just proves there is no moral value. That is a downright bribe. That's all they're doing. They're making a down payment on a politician.
Yep.
And I think actually one of the reasons people got pissed off at Disney is I think that people can respect a company that actually takes a moral stand. If you want to say, I really care about an issue like abortion or gay marriage, that's fine. And you want to cut a check to somebody on that end of the spectrum, that's fine. But in these cases, you have companies telling their fans and their customers one thing while cutting checks to the other. And I think that's where companies get into trouble.
It's bad already when a super PAC or a massive company donates. And you're right, there is a silver lining. Hey, at least they're sticking up for what they believe in, although I don't think they should be because you sell corn chips or whatever. But I think the worst case scenario is when you have companies, what Disney did, donating to both parties.
Right.
Because, my God, read that sign and recognize how little we're aware of what's going on.
Yeah,
Right. I think.
I was going to ask, did they make a statement with their donation? Was there a press release or anything?
No, we got calls that were, oh my God, are you going to write about this? And we don't have anything to say.
Oh, wow. Really?
No. Also they said, but let's pay attention. Please tell your readers about all the charitable things we do in the community. And that's fine. Now I'm going to tell you this. I've written about a lot of the charitable things the Magic does. The Magic do a lot of great charitable things. I'll also submit to you this. The Magic get way more media attention, dollar for dollar, for the money they give than a lot of philanthropists who give a lot more money and do so quietly. So no, they did not locally, at least, want to talk about this. I think they would have been happy if it had never gotten any attention.
No way possible. I mean,
No.
that's just no way possible. I mean, they had to have known when you donate $50,000 to a politician or a super PAC in this political environment, it is going to become news.
And just to confirm, it doesn't say a DeVos contribution. It says Orlando Magic contribution.
That's what it's Orlando Magic Ltd. And I should leave on the record to say one other thing, and then I know we're running out of time. The Orlando Magic have given lots of contributions in the past, but they've been these small ball things. They've been like $500 to the mayor, who, by the way, is looking, maybe going to give them a new arena. And also, the Magic are looking for another $250,000 right now. Excuse me, $250 million from taxpayers for the arena. They won't say it's the Magic. Arena boosters are. They'll get $500 here. But I actually went through the sort of the small ball donations they've done over the year, and they actually gave as much as $5,000 to the Florida Democratic Party. But it's interesting. They gave like $5,000 in the late 90s, $5,000 around 2003, and then they peter out in 2007 because back then the Democrats had like the teeniest bit of influence in Tallahassee. And as soon as the party can't do anything
they're
for
done.
them,
And
they're
out.
done. So
All
that
right.
tells you where the values are here.
All right, Scott, as always, good talking to you, buddy. Give it up good and loud. Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. I got my smart on.
Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, you can read him in the Orlando Sentinel. By the way, get your subscription. It's dirt cheap. OrlandoSentinel.com. You can get it right sent to your email every single day. That's exactly what I do. And you can follow him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Scott, have yourself a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Take care, guys.
You got it, man. All right. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. We'll do trivia next and give you some free stuff.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Vision Institute.
Orlando City SC will visit Lionel Messi and Inter Miami in the League's Cup round of 32 tonight. It'll be the Lions' first showdown against the Argentine superstar. The preseason watch list for the Nagurski Trophy includes UCF's Jason Johnson among nearly 100 candidates for the Best Defensive Player Award. And a former Northwestern football player claims in a new lawsuit he was hazed and mistreated solely on the basis of race. I'm Scott Davidson.
LASIK is more affordable than you think. Right now at the LASIK Vision Institute, they're offering 20% off their Wave Light laser when treated in August. That can be over $900 off when treating both eyes with guaranteed financing. Visit getlvilasik.com for details.
Man, when it comes to your bathroom, if you have a bad one, you get reminded every single time you use it or walk by. And here's the other thing. Fall will be here before you know it. The holidays will be here before you know it. And you'll want to have those wonderful dinners, Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe even graduation parties at your house. The problem is you're embarrassed. That guest bathroom just isn't up to snuff, and you simply don't know where to turn to get it remodeled or replaced. Well, let me help you out. It's Rebath of Mid-Florida. That's who can do it for you, and they can do it in just 4 to 6 days. They can do it with their employees. That means you don't have a team of contractors stomping through your house for 2 months to get the job done. They'll even give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are amazing. You can actually see them and feel that quality right there at their showroom, 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. And when you walk in, just look at what they have there. Those are beautiful styles. That's the stuff you see on TV and those remodeling shows. That's the stuff you see in the DIY magazines. And that is exactly what they do. Once you hire these guys, you are done. After that, it's just your ideas and yeses and nos. Their design team works with your ideas, their products. They come up with a bathroom design you're going to love. Then they install it, and you're super happy. That's what happens every single time. Hop online, check out their before and afters, and then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Talk.
Talk? What's talk?
That's thank you in Swedish. We're saying talk to our loyal IKEA family members with lots of discounts and new lower prices on your favorite items, from the kitchen to the bathroom.
Wow, talk.
No, talk to you. Visit IKEA-USA.com/family-offers to check out our offers available to you. Offers valid 8/2 to 8/20. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today.
Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
It's happening now. International Diamond Center's spectacular Summer of Savings event, giving you a break from inflation and rising interest rates. Now for a limited time, you get IDC's incredible value price plus 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones, even GIA certified. Buy now and spread your payments over 36 months with 0% interest. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings or anniversary band? Your payment is just $84 a month and will even cover your first 2 payments completely. Or how about some rollback pricing on wedding bands at IDC? Now through August, you can take 20% off any wedding band. That's price deflation. International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event. Your refuge from rising prices. Special discounts and 3 years, 0 interest financing. Now for a limited time, only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
Did you do it yet? Have you opened the free iHeartRadio app and listened to this station to be entered to win $5,000? Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry for $5,000 in cash. It pays to listen on the free iHeartRadio app. Download it today.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next-day energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I'm hoping what happens as a lifelong Magic fan is that this calls Disney, the city of Orlando, and everybody else to call out Amway and the DeVos family to finally sell the team. They've had no interest in this. Rich DeVos only showed up when it was, a TV time for him, and sell it to somebody who actually wants it and keep it here in Orlando, but we don't want them here anymore.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. By the way, that's called a Talkback, and they're easy to leave. Just go to grab the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio once you get it, use that microphone, and send it on down the line.
No, just kudos to Jack for playing Jive Talking.
It just happened to be. I selected this song this morning.
All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Hi there.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chug it, chug it.
Choo-choo! Look at it, I have a pair of tickets. To see John Waite. 40 years of missing you. At the Hard Rock Live, November 12th. Tickets, by the way, are on sale now at the Hard Rock Live box office. Buy them old school, or you can do it through Ticketmaster, which is not old school. Man, when was the last time you bought tickets at a box office?
Oh man.
God, it's still great. It's
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
You get the paper tickets, and it has all that really bad robotic font on it, and you're like, hell yeah. What is it, 78?
Right.
I also have a beautiful pair of tickets to the Orlando Pride versus the Washington Spirit, Friday, August 4th at Exploria Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 p.m., and that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show because that will get you a discount. Book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Grumbly clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it. Ross, who's first?
Yes, I may say. Let's welcome Derek.
Derek, right there on line 3. Derek, how you doing?
Derek,
how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing great. Would you like to play a little game with us?
I would love to.
Let's do it, friend.
Game show.
All right, Derek, this is a very, very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can find the lie, I will send you off to the sauce jar and out to see John Waite or possibly a pride match. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. On this day in 1865, that's 1865, author Lewis Carroll releases his legendary children's book, Alice in Wonderland. Here are 3 fun facts about Alice in Wonderland and Lewis Carroll, and 1 lie that's late. It's late. It's late for an important date.
Oh, look at you.
Number 1. The caterpillar in the story was originally a snake. Carroll changed it to a caterpillar as not to scare children. Number 2. His real name isn't Lewis Carroll. It's Charles Lutwidge Dodson. Number 3. He isn't an author by trade. He's actually a mathematician. Or lastly, the original title was Alice's Hour in Elfland. Which one of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with the last one.
No, buddy, that's absolutely true. Because I messed up on the name a little bit. And you thought I screwed it up.
Exactly.
All right,
Sorry, Derek.
All right, Derek. You thought you had a little thing there, didn't you, buddy? Maybe I'll mix that into my technique. Never know what I'm doing over here. Ross is next.
Yeah, they kind of do. But you go on with that.
Yeah.
Please come on down. Let's welcome Ellie.
Ellie,
how you doing?
How you guys doing? Love you guys.
Doing great. Thank
Thank
you. We
you.
love you as well. We're talking about Lewis Carroll and Alice in Wonderland. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, the caterpillar in the story was originally a snake. Carroll changed it to a caterpillar as not to scare children. Number 2, his real name isn't Lewis Carroll. It's Charles Lutwidge Dodson. Or lastly, he wasn't an author by trade. He's actually a mathematician. Which one of those is untrue?
His name. The
No,
second one.
that's true, 100%. His name is Charles Lutwidge Dodson. And matter of fact, isn't there a character called Dodo in the story? Is there a dodo bird in the story?
I don't believe so. I've never seen a dodo bird
The reason
in the story.
because he used to get hit. I'll tell you back. I'll tell you in a second. It's part of my other part here.
Let's welcome Dwayne.
Dwayne, right there. Hey, Dwayne, how you doing?
Good, doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. Listen, you got a 50-50 shot here. Which one of these is untrue regarding Alice in Wonderland and or Lewis Carroll? Number 1, the caterpillar in the story was originally a snake. Carroll changed it to a caterpillar as not to scare the children. Or lastly, he wasn't an author by trade. He was actually a mathematician.
Jim, I'm going to go with number 2.
No, buddy, that's absolutely true.
Wow, doing good today, Jimmy.
Absolutely true. And even better, we don't have anybody on the line to win the prize.
Yeah, as soon as you read the question, someone just hung up. I guess they're like, I'm not gonna get that.
Oh, there we go. We have this one right here, though.
There we go.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? What?
407-916-1041. Call us quick.
All you have to do is call. You win. That's all you have to do.
There you go. We got one.
And it helps if you say that's a lie.
Yeah. Hey, who is this?
This is Abel. I'd like to play the game.
All right, buddy. Is this true or untrue? The caterpillar in the story was originally a snake. Carroll changed it to a caterpillar as not to scare the kids.
Yes, it is.
That's okay. You.
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Yay!
That is always my favorite.
I wanted to accidentally hang up on it.
No.
But I didn't because I'm a good person, Deb. Thank you. Appreciate your support.
So is it true or false? It is.
Yes. He wasn't an author by trade. He was actually a mathematician, and a damn good one, actually. The book he wrote after Alice in Wonderland was a book on determinants or something like that, and how they have factored into geological and algebraic equations.
Oh, of course.
Right. So that's the book he wrote after Alice in Wonderland. A few other things you may not know about Lewis Carroll or Alice in Wonderland before we get over to Ross' thoughts. He had a rare neurological disorder named after him, actually. It's called Alice in Wonderland syndrome. That has another name, but they call it that in the trade. It makes people hallucinate and see things larger or smaller than they are.
Oh.
There was an actual Alice. She was the daughter of his boss.
Yeah, apparently there's some stories about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right. He had a fascination with her a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of an obsession.
Was he diddling?
He was obsessed with her.
He was obsessed with the
I don't think there
little
was
girl.
ever any touching. I don't remember there being. Do you remember that? Was there?
I don't. I just remember that he was uncomfortably obsessed with the small child.
He gave her a lot of attention. He had a bad stutter. And that stutter is what kept him from doing what he really wanted to do, which was
teach,
become a priest. There you go. He was one of the first content producers to engage in branding other products with characters from his story. So Lewis Carroll was understood that he wrote little, they had little notebooks, little pouches to carry stuff in, and he would etch the characters into those as to help them sell the product. And then started an entire industry with Alice in Wonderland characters on products that he co-opted with other companies. He was the first person they knew to do that. And then lastly here, since its inception, the original production, Alice in Wonderland, has never, ever been out of print. So since 1865, it has never, ever not been produced on a press somewhere in the world. How many languages do you think it's been translated into?
34.
60.
100.
174.
Jack.
174 language, including dialects of those languages as well. So there you go.
Never read it.
I haven't either. My wife loves it, though, by the way. Thoughts quickly.
Okay, so
I thought you guys are going to jump on me, and you both haven't read it either.
No, seen the Disney movie.
You guys love whenever I tell you my older moments.
Yes.
When I realize, like, oh man, I'm getting older.
Makes me hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this might be the hottest you've ever been.
Okay.
Ooh.
I love it.
It happened yesterday, and I haven't forgiven myself.
We'll do it next.
The good news? You can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at delays on I-4 right now as you travel east and westbound on the interstate, there is a disabled vehicle currently blocking the center lane westbound on I-4 at Central Florida Parkway. Another disabled vehicle causing stop-and-go delays northbound on the Turnpike. The left lane is reportedly blocked between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers. Whether you're going out or staying in, power through your day with a new handcrafted iced or frozen Wawa recharger. Gotta have a Wawa.
Love the guys over at Mills Air. You will as well. You know why? They give you the best service out there, the best products out there. They do it with integrity, and they do it with a smile. I've been working with Leon now for quite a while, and they've been doing it for 30-plus years. And that's a great thing, because here's the thing. They can take the experience they have in building systems here in Central Florida, which is different because of the heat we have, and they can give you the best deal out there and, of course, make sure your AC is working every single day. That preventive maintenance plan can help you do that. Their techs can service all brands. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. Plus, these guys are carrier factory authorized dealers. That means up to possibly $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. Find out what they can do for you. It's 407-277-1159. Online, find them easily at millsair.com.
The 2023 Real Radio Texas Hold'em Charity Poker Tournament, presented by Injured on the Go, JustCallMo.com, is now sold out. But don't worry, there's still a way for you to join us Saturday, August 19th at the Orlando Science Center and help us raise money for the mustard seed of Central Florida by joining us in the HomeLoansRadio.com casino. That's right, casino passes are still available, and you can get casino chips, food from Hard Rock Cafe Orlando, access to raffle and silent auction items, and selfie opportunities with all your favorite celebrities and more. Go to realradio.fm/poker for more information.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome. More financial knowledge gained. More empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Try new extra charged Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Available for a limited time, so try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
I like to cook on the Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassey's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories. They even have a classroom set up to teach you all the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassey's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee. So it's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them out on Instagram or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's wasseysmeatmarket.com.
Santo Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Santo Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Jimmy! Hey, Jimmy! It's Willie, man.
Hey, Willie.
Hey, Deb. Hey,
Hey,
Jack.
Willie.
Hey, Ross. Just wanted to call y'all and say, hey, all right. Hope everybody having a lovely day. Talk to you later, Jimmy.
Willie, you can call anytime you want. Hey, Willie. I love you, Willie. Willie sends a talkback. He knows how to do it. Download that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it and do what Willie did. Yell my name.
There you go.
It worked.
It makes him my favorite guy this hour.
He had good energy.
Yeah, he did. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are right there. Let's get some Ross thoughts. Love that song.
It's weird. It's funny.
Good beer.
Sometimes.
Persimmon Hollow Brewing.
It's Ross.
Right?
Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Blood orange wheat.
Get it.
Got
Get
it.
Get it.
Persimmon Hollow beer. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. A little bit more about them in a little bit of time. I need a pixie cut. I need a bob cut. I need to call the police on black people all the time because I think I became a Karen in the last 3 days.
Well, then all right. Listen, I am tuned in. You have my attention.
I have a Karen moment. And first of all, listen, we've talked about, I've now known you guys. I met you when at the age of 27. I'm 34 now.
Wow, he's growing up right before our eyes.
So whenever I have these moments of oh yeah, they're gonna get a kick out of this, I try my best to make sure to share them to you.
Did you re-offend your Spanish neighbor?
No.
All right.
No.
The one who built the little wall?
Oh, the fence, yeah.
It's just, I like to call it the ironic wall. It's great. So fun. I have an intersection that I take every day. It is awful. It's very scary.
An intersection that you encounter on your way home.
I take a right onto red, and then about, 900 feet, boom, there's 408. I get onto 408. Problem is, I'm at this intersection. The cars to my left crossing said intersection, they're also trying to get onto 408, and there's only about 900 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Lake Underhill?
Yes.
Oh, I hated that.
Cimarron and Lake Underhill.
Oh, it's a weird intersection.
That is.
It is really, really scary.
And they're always jockeying to get that last 4 or 5 feet to get their car in.
To get onto 408. And there's a lot of people who switches lanes in the middle of the intersection, which I'm not sure if you guys know you can't do.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
You're not supposed to do that.
You should write a letter.
So, and that's where we're at. Who do I call? I need to call somebody. Somebody of higher authority does not know how dangerous this intersection is. And then, as soon as I thought that, and as I still feel that right now, I look at my hands, and they're far wrinklier than 30 seconds ago. Because I feel like that mindset is what ages you. I'm worried genuinely about my community and the safety of others. This is also the same intersection. Do you guys remember when I came in one day and went, I got a Ross thoughts for you? And then at 6 o'clock, I was like, I saw a guy got hit by a car. It's the same intersection.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I've seen 2 accidents happen on that intersection.
Bro, you've had some damage done in front of you.
It's that
You
intersection.
saw a dude get shot. You saw people get hit by cars.
Yeah. Orlando. He'll do it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you need to know who you call to make a formal complaint.
Yeah. Unfortunately, dude, that's where I'm at. Because, that's the intersection that absolutely should be. I cannot believe I'm doing this.
Okay.
But that intersection should be no turn on red. And I could just feel people hating me.
Keep going.
That I'm the person that would be responsible for another no turn on red. I hate no turn on reds. But on this intersection,
feels logical.
It feels like the one thing that makes the most sense. Every time I turn onto the street, I wince. I'm scared.
Wow.
And then I got people honking behind me because I'm very conservative on when I'm going to take a right onto that road.
You're a very safe driver.
I am.
So I think we've solved the mystery here.
What's that?
Well, we know because his Nissan doesn't go over 45 that everyone behind him then tries to get around him and join the other people already trying to sneak into that other lane.
I'm not the safety concern. It is not me. But I got to tell you, I feel really uncomfortable. I've never had that gear.
Who would you, is it the DOT?
I don't know. Do I call Buddy?
I would call.
I don't think Buddy's going to pick up the phone for
Hey,
you.
yo, Bud.
Who's that? Is that City of Orlando?
Yeah, I think that is City of Orlando.
Because I would call City of Orlando Traffic Division.
And they would have to add the sign.
Is that a thing?
And if they do it, I want to have them put your name on it.
Oh,
No turn on Ross.
No, God.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm making a call. I know all these people.
Do you ever this was a big moment for me because as soon as I felt that,
did you curse a little bit?
Yeah, I thought to myself, man, this is a dangerous intersection. And then I thought to myself, am I that person?
Here you go, Ross. If you wish to report,
go ahead.
A safety concern or have questions regarding safety of a state-maintained roadway or property, you can go to FDOT's district information page.
All right. Well, I honestly, it's so bad that they should be on top of that. It seems that intersection is so spicy that it seems like FDOT showed up and said, "F that, we're not working on it. We'll figure it out."
I'm going there right now. I'm going to put your name in.
Yeah, I think we should sign him up to speak at the next city council meeting.
Oh, dude, you should do it.
Oh, yeah, there's like a road. Acting like a real jerk. Y'all need to fix it or something.
Road out there that does not understand its manners.
But like, I've never felt that 3 years ago. A 0% chance that I would even consider emailing somebody.
I had an intersection like that, and it was also off the 408.
Yeah, it's just because that ramp is so close.
Yeah.
So everyone's just trying to jet on over, and I'm also just trying to get in the lane to where they are. It's bad.
Yeah, the one I was thinking of is Kirkman. When you get off to go on to Kirkman from the 408, that intersection's notorious for people who are just like, oh, red light. Yeah, no, I'm going to just keep going through. Well, you have the filter arrow to get off the 408 onto Kirkman Road, so you always want to wait and just sit there a second or two.
You have to do that, though. I mean, here's the thing.
You really do.
So when people live in neighborhoods, in one of my old neighborhoods, the road that I lived on was a cut through. So, and our neighborhood was very, very active with kids everywhere. Out there playing foursquare, shooting basketball, skateboarding, playing pickup like football games, and we were perpetually in that road. And man, there are people just come rolling down that road, and you have to make a request to like get speed bumps put in. They have to go through the commission, the whole 9 yards. They come out, they do a survey, they make sure that what you're saying is actually true, and then they do that. So what they would do is, if you made a complaint, they would send somebody out there, and they would watch the traffic for a period of time, and then they would decide whether or not that your sign should be put up there. Don't turn on Ross, and I think that's what it should be.
No, it's not.
With your address.
Like, it's so bittersweet. Because, like, I'm happy that I care, but I'm bummed out that I'm not as cool as I once was. It's what's next? Am I going to put on rollerblades and a helmet,
Well, you're thinking sensibly now, friend, and that's exactly where you should be at 35 years old. Hell, you're half dead.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
It's happy to be here. But
welcome to the team.
I will be on that team. But I will be bringing a six-pack.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's not open container in your car.
Yeah.
Six-pack?
Yeah. Okay, I forgot that you were on the boat. I'm bringing a kegger.
Thank you.
Blood Orange Wheat, 2023. It's the summer beer. We all know that the sun somehow moved several miles closer to Florida.
It did.
This year. And there's only one solution to that problem. The Blood Orange Wheat beer from Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. The hotter that sun gets, the better that beer tastes.
I'd shotgun one right now if I had it.
Yeah, we're inside. It's more of a drinking thing.
All right, very good. Yeah.
But Andy and Robbie, the people behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, they're just passionate about the beer that they brew. I promise you, you will taste how much they give a damn about their community and also that the beer that they brew. They have 5 locations. Every brewery is a pillar of a community. So go out and visit them at phbeer.com to visit all of their locations. And never forget, when you drink sensibly, but get weird. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm a Karen. Bob Cut. Tonight, I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Still seeing slow traffic on I-4 right now as you take the interstate both east and westbound in the Orlando area. The earlier disabled vehicle is still causing westbound delays near Central Florida Parkway. The other disabled vehicle remains blocking the left lane northbound on Florida's Turnpike between the Oakland Exchange exit and Mineola. If you see other problems on the roadways tonight, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey DQ fans, the Caramel Fudge Cheesecake Blizzard treat has arrived. It's so wonderful that you won't want to miss out. Indulge your cheesecake cravings and get a heaping helping of fudge and caramel too. Try it today, only at DQ.
Man,
happy tastes good.
Man, there's no joke. The guys on the Jim Colbert Show love the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. We have broadcast over there a number of times, and we'll probably go back soon. One of the reasons why we like this place so much is because not only are you entertained, you learn something. And actually, it's kind of the history of the U.S. right there in our world of space travel. They have everything you could possibly want. On top of that, these guys are a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. The only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see those spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. And even better, you can take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer they have, costing less than $45 per day, offering you maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Explore more and grab your tickets today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón. And it will always be lechon. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
Deciding where to bank is no small task. It's a matter of trust, confidence, and benefits. The more the merrier. At Addition Financial Credit Union, we're all about more. More challenges overcome. More financial knowledge gained. More empowering you to reach your long-term financial goals. That's because we're more than just a bank. We're your financial partner, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Count us in at additionfi.com. That's additionfi.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early? Like the weekend.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getearly to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, OneFirmForLife.com.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey guys, Brian here. Just want to let you know one of my favorite books and authors. If you haven't read Alice in Wonderland, please do. But if you want a more adult version of his work, check out Sylvie and Bruno and Sylvie and Bruno Concluded. Excellent novels.
Very cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. The original manuscript of Alice in Wonderland is kept in a place in London, and it rarely ever leaves that area. They consider it a national monument kind of thing.
I would imagine if it's never been out of print.
Yeah, no, never. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. What you just heard was a talkback. You can leave that. Just get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it. Use that little microphone and send it on down the line. Look, we understand you can't wait on hold all the time.
Yeah.
It's a new world. People used to do that. People used to wait on the phone for 45 minutes to talk to people on this show.
Yeah.
But it's not like that anymore. So you can just leave a little comment. That way you get your two pieces in.
It's cathartic.
And we can move on. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The texting service, that's why I started embracing that years and years ago. And a lot of people on these shows around the building hated the texting service. I'm like, why would you hate it? It's input from your audience, man. It's a connection with your audience. How could you hate it? I loved it. I've been using it incessantly since we got it. I absolutely love the texting service. It is to me, it's no different than a phone call.
Right. Well, no, but you're right, and it is a fantastic tool. However, what that does, it's funny, I was just thinking about talkbacks as we were coming back. It consumes time to process that. So, like, you'll all day be reading the texting as it comes in. Before that was a thing, that was time you were using towards something else.
Yeah.
Like, during the break, I'm listening to all these talkbacks. I have to tell Ross to stop telling me these awesome stories he's been telling me all day.
Right.
The worst.
He is. I'm telling you, he's the worst. Shanghai. He probably leaned into every one of them and then used it against you on the air.
And it's like, man, I got to go. I got talkbacks to listen to. You know?
The Magic just donated $50K to Bradshaw.
Yeah. Larry's talkbacks are just, they can't go unheard.
No, yeah. Right.
No, that would be a damn shame.
The amount of times that we've been on a break and Jack has looked at me and gone, lost him. He's on his phone. And then to turn around and say that I'm telling him all these great stories.
I know, buddy. Listen, this guy is a master.
God, you guys are the cutest couple.
He even teased me on this one. He's like, wait, look at this. And he was going to show me something. I gave him 35 seconds. You know what I got? Nothing.
Yeah.
It won't come up Wi-Fi.
It was because the
Wi-Fi.
person deleted that post. I was trying to get you in on the T.
All right, 407 916 1041. What do I have to talk about here? I wanted to ask you guys a question. This is just one of my little psychological questions I was thinking of the other day. If someone were to ask you this question, I know I am blank, what would it be?
White.
Wait, time out. Wait, is Ross answering for himself or for you?
No, you just answer for yourself. If somebody were to ask you, if you were to ask yourself the question, I know I am blank, what would it be? And Ross said white. I was looking for a little something more deep than that.
Oh,
you know you are blank. You said kind for you? I think that's accurate. I think you're kind.
I'll go empathetic.
Yeah?
Can I say that?
What do you mean? How do you mean it though?
Or do you mean empanada?
No,
because we're all hungry.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit here for a while. And Larry eats all the food up we are supposed to have.
He does.
Someone could be going through a problem, and I know that I do not know what their experience with that problem is.
Right? Yeah.
But you have empathy for it.
Yeah.
You feel sorry for them.
I think it's
no, that's sympathy.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, all right. Sometimes I feel sorry for them, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you have both of them. Then.
Yeah.
You have all the thieves.
Yeah. But I just, even though I wouldn't consider it a problem to my life, doesn't mean that it's not a problem to theirs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's walking a mile in someone else's shoes and understanding the position that they're in. It's empathy.
I got the opposite
That's
of
a
that
great.
one.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I don't.
I don't know. I forgot. I remember, this sounds weird. I think it was Joe Biden quoting Thomas Edison. It's a Thomas Edison quote.
That had to be fun.
Yeah, it was. He said,
"It works."
What was the question?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was the quote. No, the quote was, "No one is better than me. I am better than no one."
Right.
And that
I don't believe that.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. But there are people you're better than. They're a human being. I've heard that before. There are definitely people you are better than. The prisons are full of people that you are a better person than.
So in that example, so you can go with murders. I look at murders and stuff. Is that was a baby?
Empathy
with conditions that I don't know. A lack of love. I'm not saying that all murderers would have been turned out to be good people, but I do think that if you were to run the scenario of that person's life in a different family, they probably don't take a life.
Well, I got to tell you, it's so funny you say that.
Many of them.
So I even feel for the murderers.
One of the stories today that I read was exactly that thing. It's that Ethan Crumley guy, or is it Crumley?
Oh, the Michigan school shooter?
Yeah, the Michigan school shooter. He's on trial right now. He's going away forever. But his parents also got taken in. Remember his parents because they bought him the gun thing and
they were called into school that day because of comments that he had made, and they didn't pull him out of school, and it was right after that meeting with the school counselor that he walked back into his classroom and shot everyone. And remember, it was his mother who sent him text messages after he was caught buying ammunition in class. Who texted him, you can't buy ammunition when you're in class. You got to do that later.
Right. Well, the story was what kind of absolutely abysmal, awful childhood this kid had. And like his parents, just the descriptions I read today, his parents are two of the worst people. You could only pray that they would get not as much, because he took lives. But I hope they go to jail, and I hope they go to jail for a long time. When you just read an excerpt of how this child was treated and unloved and left alone, wandering through the neighborhood looking for anybody to take care of him because he was scared. He had an awful, abysmal. He was full of hate because of his parents.
So
that's what he hated.
Yeah, I look at that and I go, my upbringing was better. I cannot objectively say that I was a better human being.
But you can say that now. Yeah, because you made the choice. You're better than people who make those choices. You're better than people who molest children.
But I never had the choice, the same way he never had the choice of having those parents. I'm not saying what he did is excusable. I'm just saying
because a lot of people have bad childhoods and they don't turn to that.
I absolutely do. But I also know that a lot of wealthy kids don't really do that.
Yeah,
there's few instances. You have Vegas, the biggest mass shooting in our country's history.
The Menendez brothers were wealthy.
They were wealthy,
but also apparently abused.
Yeah, but I bringing the socioeconomic thing into it is odd. I would agree. More than likely, chances are that most abusive relationships happen in homes that don't have a lot of resources. But that doesn't mean that that's the majority of the case in this scenario. Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Well,
because there are a lot of people, I would think more people grow up poor than they do rich, right?
And what is the biggest correlation to crime?
I don't know.
It's poverty.
Yeah.
Poor people do desperate stuff. They are more than willing to rob and steal because they don't have money. Now, why they don't have money, that's a whole different topic. But I used to, for the longest time, think that cities with the highest gun population is the thing that's wrong. And then I had a summer I dove deep, and it was, it's poverty. The broker your city, your town, your area is, your crime is going to be higher.
So what would you say you are? Because this will be real interesting after Ross's empathy.
Oh, I mean, the empathy thing probably isn't my strongest point. for sure. I mean, if I had to, and I've asked myself this question 100 times since I wrote it down, and I don't know what the answer would be. I mean, I don't know. One word to sum up everything?
Does it have to sum up everything, or can it just be one thing about yourself?
It doesn't have to sum up everything.
Because kind is only one aspect.
It is. But
the
I mean,
other half is crazy.
But that's a great one. I mean, but you know what? I mean, if you're kind enough, people overlook you're crazy. And I don't think I mean, it's eccentric more than crazy, right? Like you would consider, you're not crazy, but you are a little eccentric.
It depends on how it affects other people.
There you go.
Really?
Right? Yeah, for someone's behavior.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
For like the difference between eccentric and crazy. Depends on how it affects other people.
Yes.
Like if it doesn't affect other people, oh, she's
just eccentric, right? Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but if it's if it affects the way other people have to deal, oh, she's crazy.
Yeah. God Almighty,
it becomes a more negative thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it keeps people away.
Yeah.
I'm pretty loyal, but I wouldn't use that word as a description, finitely. Like if I only had one thing to write in that line, I wouldn't probably write that. I don't really know.
Well, that's funny that you're second guessing the word loyal.
What would you pick?
I'm not second guessing it. I just don't know if that's the one I would put in there.
Number one overall pick.
Yeah.
Jack, what would you pick?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'd pick my arm. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, that's a tough question, though, right? It's a weird question because when you say, I know I am this. Like if you could strip away everything else, I know I'm this.
Because the more Ross talked about empathy, I'm like, that rings true, But the first, I was actually thinking negative things when you first said it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, well, no, it's the... Like I know I am, and then I was thinking of, just things that were not in a positive light, and I'm like, oh, that's probably not healthy.
Is that so? The first thing you thought was something negative?
Negative, yeah.
Right. See, I did not. I did not think that at all. I did not think a negative thing about myself at all.
Well, legit.
I mean, I've got some, but I just never thought of it.
The first thing I said and thought was white. Don't look into empathetic as like, oh, great answer.
Yeah, I mean, but you're just saying that to be funny, though, right?
No, it was. I answered it as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
So to give you as honest of an answer, which still was not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would say lucky.
Wow, really?
Come on, Jack.
That's interesting. Why would you say that?
Your first answer was essentially self-loathing, and your second one is lucky.
God, I love this couple. Their dynamic is fantastic. I would watch this show.
You guys stay together forever.
Oh, wait, we do watch this show every day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
It's the best watch.
So lucky is an interesting word to use there. Lucky that you're here. Lucky that what?
You sound guilty.
Grateful. Yeah.
Lucky sounds, that's got a tinge of guilt to it.
So grateful is a great word. Grateful actually maybe one I hijacked from you. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, there we go.
Because, I recognize how fortunate I am. So I guess grateful would probably...
Good Catholic boy.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. I have to tell you, I feel very grateful about my existence all the time. I feel grateful that everybody in my family has been pretty healthy. So I would say that's probably a darn good one.
Yeah, I'm going to hijack that one.
I would not say lucky, though. And I don't think you should say lucky either, actually. I mean, you everybody's worked hard to get where they're going. So.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things that happen that are out of our control that could go your way.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the internship.
If you drive I-4 and don't get in an accident,
well, listen, buddy,
my career is one of luck.
Yeah.
Well, mine is as well. I got to be honest with you because I was running a print shop, and then I married Russ's sister, and Rollins was one of those people that he just does stuff. He doesn't have fear like that. So, I latched onto that thing, and together we created something pretty cool for a while, and then. That was it. I mean, Rollins is a catalyst to my career, so I'll always be indebted.
Jim is lucky. That's not how I got into radio.
You're 100% right. You are too.
Luck is such a weird thing. It's funny that Jack says luck because I've really put a lot of thought over the word luck and what exactly is it. Sure, sometimes you can... If a scratch off is lucky.
It's also destiny, right?
But a lot of times in life, man... It's the great quote, I think it's Palmer, some famous golfer, the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be out and about. You have to put yourself in situations that luck can even happen.
That luck you know, what do they say? Success is the intersection of luck and preparation.
Sure, yeah.
Right? You just need the break. But once you get the break, then the real job begins.
Right, but I mean,
the luck was just getting my foot in the door. See, you had a personal relationship with someone. I just made a phone call and entered a contest.
Yeah, but we both
That was all lucky.
We both had no idea what we were doing. No clue. Matter of fact, the shows that turned into this show and into the Monsters started as an advertising program. No differently than you would buy an ad somewhere. You buy an hour of programming to talk about your business. They call it, what do they call it? Block programming.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, I tell you what it'd be like. It'd be like the guy who does the Flex Seal commercials getting a sitcom.
Well, have you seen the double wide flex tape though?
That's exactly. Have you seen the new product?
The one that they covered the boat frame with?
No, they've got a brand new one.
What's that?
What?
It's flood stuff. So they have a product now where you spray it on your doors and windows so that if it floods, it seals your house up.
What?
It seals your house up for flood water now. That's the new Flex Seal product.
Flex Seal flood protection.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So basically, but that's basically what happened to Russ and myself. He started that. I came on and basically it was a commercial that got a break. And then of course we just committed ourselves. Because Russ also had a business that he shut down. I had a business we shut down. The thing could have gone sideways and we could have just been out of work, out of jobs, and had to do something else. But I that's why I have a weird thing with luck.
I
think fortune or maybe destiny is a little bit more of a word I would use.
Yeah, but destiny sounds like it was meant to be.
I believe that.
But I do believe it's hard work. There's plenty of people with a great work ethic and hard work that the breaks just don't go the right way. Whether let's just say it's an injury that led to prescription medicine that led to an addiction. There are things that can out of your control that can deter you from success, even though you're a hard worker.
Sure thing, but there are also situations that happen that your eyes aren't open to see that are breaks. And I would contend that a lot of people have had their break, but they didn't even know it was in front of them because they didn't know. That's why my favorite song in the world is a Pink Floyd song, Time.
Yeah.
But that whole idea is understanding that no one is going to help you like that, and you have to kick yourself out of the nest.
And yet at the same time, that's where I would say it's caution to not believe you're better than the next person because you don't know who's going to give you that break. And that person that you assume is a peon might be that person who's going to pass your name on to that next higher up who's going to give you that break. So if you treat everyone as you would want to be treated, you might recognize that break if it comes around because you didn't treat that person like they were lesser than you.
Yeah, which brings us back to that philosophy of I am better than no one, no one's better than me.
One of the lessons I would tell my kids all the time is whatever you do in life, wherever you are, regardless of how mad you get at any situation, don't burn bridges. Do not burn a bridge. That will come back to haunt you tenfold.
Wait. Why are you flipping me off?
Yeah, I gave you the finger. Yeah, I gave
you
that. I gave Jack the finger. Yeah,
wow.
Why?
I gave my boss the finger because I'm upset with your lucky word.
I know Ross is an a-hole.
Yeah. Right now I am because I'm pissed that Jack. You're not going to say lucky. You're not going to say a negative word.
I'm not saying I don't work hard.
I will tell you what the first word that jumps to Jack Bradshaw. Whenever I hear Jack, I think of one word, and it's patience. You are one of the most patient people. You sit in a room with me.
I can't listen to this anymore.
Exactly.
Oh.
But he's the program director for this radio station. You don't think this guy is patient? This guy's waiting for on an email response from 2 years ago from Jim.
Are you kidding? It's still there?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You didn't send it. It's a draft.
Oh, it's in drafts. I never go into that file.
Yeah, see, and then Jack is still like, he shows up today and goes, hey, Jim, hey, Jack. Patience.
Yeah. I know. Here's the thing. If the question was, I know I'm not, patient would be the word. All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. Have something fun to say. We have a burner of a contest going between Party Mom, and we didn't even start this, by the way. These guys started them. Party Mom, Angry Eric, and Mike Larson.
Mike Buzzer Larson.
I've been calling in, and we've been judging their phone calls, and it's 3 across the board.
But I'm still looking for Ram Ranch, man.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Or in jail.
I think he's part of that beer water. All right, 407-916-1041. All lines are open. Grab one of those now. Ram Ranch. How do I?
Real radio is the news junkie.
They're trying to get rid of hotel bathtubs, and I just can't stand for it.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't take your side.
Sealand, you've used a hotel bathtub before. I've seen it. Wait.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. We've got a pattern change coming our way for this weekend for the steamier and the stormier. But for the next couple of days, while there will be a chance for some isolated storms, it'll be a fairly low chance. For tonight, we'll see a low of 75 degrees. Tomorrow, the high 91, a 40% chance for rain. A 30% chance on Friday. Then this weekend, a 60% chance. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Boost your imagination with Audible. Listen to the biggest selection of audio entertainment, from celeb memoirs to motivation and more. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when we listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Check it out, man. It's time for a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com. Their showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. And that is where you need to go. First things first, guys. They're awesome people. That's what I love talking about more than anything. These are wonderful human beings. They're just interested in getting you the bathroom of your dreams. It's a father and son team, Dave Denbauer and his son Josh. They've been doing it for 8-10 years here in Central Florida. I've never received one complaint, not one. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. Our buddy Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training just got 2 bathrooms from these guys. And when he was showing me the pictures, he was smiling like he was showing me pictures of his kids or a new car. Absolutely wonderful work with their products, their employees, no subcontractors. It's them. They do all the work. They have all the cool stuff. Go by the showroom. Look at that stuff, man. Natural stone, travertine, marble, all those beautiful colors. That subway tile, they can reproduce all those bathrooms you see. TV, magazines, they can do that. This is not a fly-by-night company. And by the way, the products they put in are products with brand names you've known forever. Stop by the showroom, but hop online and look at those before and afters. That way you can see what they actually provide. Then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only and limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fair winds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm Katie. I was in a bad car accident. I woke up in the hospital 6 weeks later. My husband called attorney Glenn Klotzman. I met with Glenn. He said he would take care of everything, just keep healing. I feel blessed he was there to help. I'm doing well. I'm so thankful Glenn Klotzman was there for us. The results he got for us were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com. Office Winter Park.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try new extra charged Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Available for a limited time, so try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, Jimmy, I was scrolling through Facebook just a little while ago and seen somebody had posted a picture of you. You look like you were in the 90s boy band. It was not long ago. You had hair. It looked like it was maybe bleach tips, sort of.
Oh, man, come on.
Had the big polo with the chain. Y'all should check it out.
Pretty handsome there in 2001, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Looking pretty solid.
I saw Russ brought that up, and it actually showed up on his phone. But it was in gym members, I believe. You can see it. You can always join gym members on Facebook. It's a private group, but just request to join. We'd love to have you part of it. We post our daily question of the day there, and you can see some retro pictures that Evil Eye posts of Jim.
2001, my goodness. 22 years ago, that photograph. I look exactly the same. Amazing.
You don't look horrible there.
By the way, let me ask you a question. When you look at me,
oh boy,
and you've seen me since, like, let's say you saw me last Friday.
Your skin looks so supple.
I've been moisturizing. How much younger do I look? Seriously, don't be afraid. You can go out on a limb. I won't consider it a come on. Just tell me, how much younger do I look? I mean, I've been moisturizing. Deb gave me her stuff.
You're west of us right now, and that window is open. We are getting a glare. It's hard to see.
Hard to tell.
Oh, do you want me to close the blinds?
There's a shine.
They don't short them of this experience, Deborah. Thank you. Oh, now that.
Look at
that. How about that?
Wow.
How about that? Unbelievable, right? Like 10 years. I mean, I've used it like 4 times already.
Russ,
that's usually the time, right? It takes about 4 times for it to really work its magic, right?
Russ, go in there and rub his head.
Not doing that.
Do not do that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do not do that. I tried to clean that glue stuff off of the downspout of my gutters today with warm vinegar because that was one of the suggestions from the internet, which I'm now considering was a complete prank and a joke because guess what my hand smells like?
Oh,
nice.
God damn. Smells like I've been making subs for a year without washing my hand. God damn. I mean,
someone's not going to be cuddling with the wife when he gets home.
It reeks, man. That smells like a photo lab.
So much for wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Visually, I think we need more than 4 times.
Okay, buddy, I appreciate that. I'll work on it.
But my question is, how does your skin feel?
It feels great. It feels amazing.
It's a lot better.
The word supple. Actually, if you ask me, what are you? I am supple.
There you go. You nailed it.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. 407-916-1041. Last call was completely packed. All the rock stars except for Mad Eric.
Yeah,
Where's Angry Eric?
Angry Eric didn't get
in there. Oh, man, you had to work harder than that, buddy.
I got to tell you, the competition has really spiced things up. Everyone cares way too much now.
I love it. All right, Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we would like to start off by thanking Gifu Jennings and Reptar from the Blue Tongue Skink from the Central Florida Zoo.
If you missed that, you can check it out at JimColbertLive.com.
Yeah, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast shortly. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell breaking a story that probably didn't like to have broken.
Yeah.
And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
That's very cool. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. We'll talk to Candace on Friday for Rich tips. I found that interesting, though, that the Magic contacted him to ask him,
I know.
That's, you think about the idea of calling a journalist and asking them to, at least add in or
could you say something nice about us?
Or alter their story. That's balls, guys. I gotta tell you, that is ballsy. Just for the world to understand, you don't do that.
That's a way to get on a reporter's radar.
If Scott wrote a story about me, I would just have to take it, whatever it was, because you don't call people like that and ask them to edit their story in your behalf in any way, shape, or form. That's not good, dude.
And if you ever want to know if you're on the good or the bad side of a situation, if you're on the side of the person, calling a journalist and asking for a favor, I don't know. You're wrong side.
Jack, question of the day?
Yeah, the question was, do you know anyone suffering from long-term COVID? And it depends on the social platform for this one. Our YouTube chatters, 27% say yes. Over on, I was going to say Xbox. Over on Twitter. Twitter or whatever you call this X thing.
The app formerly known as.
Yeah. 22% say yes. And finally, the gym members group on Facebook down to 14% yes.
We'll call it AFCAT. The app formerly known as Twitter.
There we go.
Yeah. What was the average? 20%?
Yeah.
1 out of 5?
Yeah.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah.
Raw stand-up?
Yes, this Friday I'm going to be at the JCS event. It's video games, it's comedy, it's the perfect gig for me.
These
I'm
nerds
really
are gonna love
excited.
it,
Yeah, I'm going to make all the Chrono Trigger jokes.
What?
Yeah, exactly. You can get your tickets off of gcxevent.com.
All right, very good. Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms. You guys ready?
Yeah, Vamos Orlando, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Messi on Messi.
Now, can we hear it here or no?
No, it's on 96.9 The Game, our sister station, so
Very
you
nice.
can listen there. But if you have the MLB, the MLS Soccer Pass on Apple TV Plus, you can watch it there as well.
Ball drops at
8
o'clock tonight. Very good. Here we go. Jeff, last call.
Let's go.
Hey, man, I always enjoy hearing your story of how you got where you are. Always reminds me of the greatest thing I ever heard. If at first you don't succeed, just do something else.
That's right. You're exactly right.
Sage advice.
It's that simple. Do something else.
And the phone call dropping in between
I
that
know.
line.
I know. It's like, what? Wait, what?
Big T, last call.
All right, so Ross, going off your thoughts from yesterday, I just want to know what would be worse for you. The sound your wife makes when she meets Jason Momoa or John Hamm?
Oh, man. I'm going to go with John Hamm because she already met Momoa. And I'm afraid of Hamm because she has told me, I'll leave you.
And let's face it, a Momoa ham sandwich sounds wonderful.
Doesn't it?
Sounds oddly Italian.
It does. It feels great.
Momoa ham.
From the hills of Hawaii. Harry, last call.
Yeah, I'm a handyman, and when I checked my spam email, I saw that horny Sarah had a leaky pipe. You think it's legitimate, and should I tell my wife about horny Sarah's dilemma?
I don't know, but you just killed Jimmy.
I don't know why that. I don't even know why that was so funny.
It was a funny voice, too.
Holy Christ, that was funny. All right. Who's first tonight? Is it, I think, Party Mom's tonight, right? Or no, Mike Larson.
Yeah, I think Mike Larson.
Mike Larson, last call.
Jim meets Russ. Deb makes a call. Jack interns. Ross wins a comedy challenge. And somehow, y'all get stuck with Mike Buzzer Larson here. Here's what I've got. I learned a valuable lesson. I got sick and had a fever yesterday. Do you know the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer, Jimmy?
I don't, buddy.
The taste. Block, give me the block.
Oh, my God. He stuttered there.
I like this stutter.
Quack, 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 Shaw, give me the buzzer. Party mom, take us home.
So a man goes to the doctor and he says, "Doctor, I've got a golf ball stuck in my butt." The doctor says, "Well, how did that get up there?" And the guy says, "I don't know, but it's up a fair way."
Oh, she's playing on your fondness for golf.
There you go.
Gauntlet has been thrown. No angry Eric, right?
That's a tough. It's almost like you have to split the point there and give them both a half.
Yeah, or we give it to angry Eric.
It is tough. I'm still a little confused on Mike Larson. Mike Larson's best part was the quack, quack, quack.
I mean,
that wasn't necessarily part of the joke, though.
No. But the joke, it doesn't taste the taste. You know,
the taste. The rectal thermometer.
It's a butt thing.
I'm with Jim. Let's split it. 3.5, 3.5. We're
done
splitting
done.
the point.
That's exactly what we're doing.
I know. Or we'll go 4-4.
Half points make it more fun. All right, let's get out of here. Tomorrow, we have
know what that meant.
Danny Meyering. She'll be in Date Night Done Right.
Yeah, sure she will. If she's listening to today's show.
Like, I'm not 100% Glenn's in tomorrow. I don't really know. I'm going to be honest with you.
Tune in to find out when we find out.
Glenn can legit text me a picture from Paris and then show up that day. That's how weird that guy can be sometimes. We'll find out tomorrow for sure. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks for sure. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with a corporate time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.
And go put some hump in your day. Bye.
Oh, shut up.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traffic slow in the usual spots on I-4 right now, traveling east and westbound by the major attractions exits. A serious crash has shut down all westbound lanes on Colonial Drive at Mills Avenue. Another crash is blocking the eastbound right lane on 192 at Avalon Road. If you see other traffic problems tonight,